Go Time is a locally owned and operated convenience store that has all your wants and needs in one stop. We have everything from quick snacks and cool drinks, a full-service deli, fresh coffee bar, soft-serve ice cream, and milkshakes. Also, make sure to check out our Little Caesars pizzas. Go Time, where the customer always comes first. Refuel your tank, refill your cup, and refresh your taste buds all in one stop at Go Time.
People's Bank is proud to continue to invest in the Bluegrass State. Our team has years of experience right here in Eastern Kentucky. By partnering with People's Bank, we provide solutions, not just products. Our vision is to be the best community bank in America, and we would love a chance to earn your business. People's Bank, working together, building success.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply in Jackson, Kentucky is proud to serve Breathitt, Lee, Wolfe, Morgan, Owsley, Perry, and Madison counties. Established in 1982 with over 40 years of service to those communities, Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply can not only meet your electric and plumbing needs, but also heating and cooling, concrete and metal septic tanks, as well as your special orders. Call Scott and the gang today at 606-666-4052.
Kentucky Farm Bureau agents wear a lot of hats. They're coaches, volunteers, church members, neighbors, someone who's there when you need them, especially when you need them most. That may be a lot of hats, but they're all the perfect fit. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Lakeside Homes, located in Jackson, Kentucky, has been serving Breathitt and surrounding counties for over 27 years. They have new manufactured homes from Norris, Clayton, and Fleetwood, single wides, double wides, and also an assortment of quality used homes. Many financing options available, offering site prep, delivery, and setup for a no-hassle experience. To find your new home, visit them at 42 Jeffs Drive in Jackson or on the web at www.lakesidehomesjackson.com or call 606-666-7558.
PDQ Sales and Services, formerly known as Jackson Wholesale Company, is a locally owned and operated convenience store and grocery store supplier with a full line of products. They have ice cream, groceries, meat, dairy, candy, and more. They even have janitorial supplies including Tactical Strike disinfectant. Tactical Strike has been approved by the EPA to kill the virus that causes COVID-19. Give PDQ a call today at 606-666-2495.
It's football season, and Rose Brothers is happy again to help sponsor the Breathitt Bobcats here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. When you're outfitting your athletes or need warm weather gear, visit us at Rose Brothers. Our Under Armour, Columbia, and Simply Southern outerwear are just what you need to keep the chill away. And see our athletic and active footwear for your whole family. And we offer no-fee layaway and free gift wrapping all year round. You can always see what's going on at Rose Brothers on the web at rosebros.com. Then come see us at Rose Brothers in Jackson and Batable.
Hi, I'm attorney David Johnson. You may recognize me from some of our other ads, but injuries from an auto accident are no joking matter. With over 25 years of experience, our offices have the resources and expertise to go head-to-head with big insurance. While most of our cases get resolved without going to court, trust me, they know if the attorney you choose will take it this far. Either way, our clients get paid. So for all your legal needs, get the pros on your side.
I swear, boys, we have too much fun doing this. I hate to see it end.
Yeah.
Are we on? Oh, ooh, that is sweet. We are live from the Mike Holcomb Athletic Complex and the riverbank. You're looking at the drone footage there as we came on the air.
It is playoff time, Eric Collins, and the Bobcats playing host here in the first round to the Polar Bears of Bracken County. My friend, it doesn't get any better than the new season, and the new season is the playoffs, and that's the way that these high school teams like to look at it. Every game is your last game. You and I have been there many times before. How do you feel about tonight's matchup?
I'll be honest with you, Rob. I feel pretty good tonight. The Bobcats are playing their best football right now. They've improved every week the last month. I feel like Coach Kyle Moore has been adding wrinkles in every week, and he's just he seems like he's trusting his players more. They're being more confident, especially Dylan Stacy. They're playing good up front. He's got a lot of good talented linebackers. They're flying to the ball, playing physical on defense. I think the Bobcats are gonna come out tonight and just put on a heck of a performance.
Well, the 2023 UK Sports Medicine High School Playoffs will kick off here in Breathitt County with the Breathitt versus Bracken County. And we'll see where things go later tonight as these two teams match up in this regional affair here in the first round. Folks, we'll take a quick break and go to commercial, and then we will come back, and Eric and I will finish. Well, we'll keep it here for a few minutes then if we don't need to. I stand corrected. We won't go to commercial break. We will keep it here, and Eric and I will do what we do best, and that's talk. I think Coach Tarter and the Polar Bears, Eric, if you look at them on paper, and we always talk about this every week, things on paper sometimes can be misleading.
Yeah.
I like to compare it to an engineer sitting behind the desk giving a set of blueprints to a contractor. Sometimes things don't always pan out the way they look like. This Polar Bear team has got a 6-4 record. Their RPI is really good, and this bunch comes to town looking to upset the Bobcats, and the Bobcats look to keep their winning ways going. And the 4 games in a row that, as you mentioned right then, they have continued to get a little better each week. We've seen some new wrinkles. We've seen a few things different. I really like the way that the defense has played, and I really like the opportunity that the defense gives the offense to take a load off, so to speak. When the defense is putting points on the board, it makes your offense play so much more loose and so much more confident.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like what you're saying about on paper not always being realized. The games aren't played on paper.
Yeah.
They're played out here on the field. And, on the field, you've got, these young men out here giving it all they got. Emotions take a hold of them sometimes. Sometimes they make mistakes. Sometimes they make, great athletic plays.
Well,
and there's great athletes on both sides, and I'm sure somebody's going to come out here tonight and show out for us.
I don't want to take anything away from the Polar Bears. They got a great ball club. Athletically, you just mentioned they've got some great athletes, some standouts in Whitten at quarterback, fine-looking athlete, just a sophomore. And as we speak about athletes, you watch Dalton Tarter walking off the field, the young man that carries the load for the offense here in the Polar Bears. He's also the long snapper for the extra point team. We've seen him out here practicing some punts. So there's just no telling where you'll see a kid like that. A kid like that wants to be on the field, and we've had those before on this club, and we've seen them and played against them before. So defensively, I think the Bobcats need to come out like they have in the last 3 or 4 games and really make a statement. If you know a team has 2-3 guys that can hurt you and really have the opportunity to exploit a weakness on your defense, you need to come out and take care of them early and shut them down. For the Bobcats, I think to win this game and move on, I think they've got to manage the first half. Coaching staff and players have to manage the first half very carefully.
Yeah, I agree with you. Every quarter is important, but the first half, you don't want to go into halftime down. You don't want to go in with the opponent having momentum. They need to come out, like you said, they need to come out with all cylinders firing, especially defense, but, even offensive special teams. But the defense has really kind of kept the team going. There was a game that the offense kind of got a slow start, but the defense, I'm thinking it was Danville. The defense came out fired up and really kind of got everybody into it. And you never know how it's going to play. how the game's going to play out till you get out there and you have that first contact. And I hope they come out tonight like they have the last 4 weeks, and they come out ready to play, eager to play. They look comfortable. They've looked, to use a word that you used about Dylan Stacy a few weeks ago, poised.
Yeah.
The whole team has played better. We haven't seen the mental mistakes, the unsportsmanlike and things like that recently.
Yeah.
They seem to have, pieces seem to be falling in place for the Bobcats, and I'm hoping that continues here tonight in the first round of the playoffs.
Well, Bracken County has made a long trip down from the Ohio River, sitting up there right next to it. I'm sure the temperatures there may be a little cooler than they are here at this time. We got a nice clear evening right now, crisp feel to the air. Fall is definitely here, knocking on the door of winter. It's a great time for football, and the playoffs start here tonight for Breathitt County and Bracken County. A lot of things you hit on, Eric, that have been going through my mind. Both of these teams, have a great opportunity in front of them. The Bobcats, one thing I like about this team is they don't care what the media or what you and I or what somebody else may say about them. People picked Leslie to beat us because we'd had a rough game against Somerset.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, there were people that picked Danville to beat us, and come out of there with a win the way we did.
Yeah.
This Bobcat team is on some fronts are not picked to win tonight, and it's one of those aspects where, as the seniors on this ball club have had the opportunity to nip that stuff and say, we are who we are. And this is the last 4 weeks. I think they've started to prove who they are, and they've got a lot of momentum going into this playoff round.
Yeah, I like what you said there. That as a coach, you don't want your team to listen to anything outside. Anything that comes from outside of this team is just noise. It's just conjecture. You need to block that out. You don't, whether it's hype or whether it's people talking negative about you, whatever it is, you need to be united. You got to have a united front moving forward, and I think they've had that. They may have. I really believe that a couple of tough games early in the year kind of might have knocked them back on their heels. But the Bobcats they're right where they want to be right now, going to the playoffs, and that's playing their best football for a month here.
Yeah, you talk about strength of schedule and things that can go right and wrong, and schedule that the Breathitt County has really has prepared them, I think, in a lot of ways for this playoff rounds and games like this week, when a lot of people think, well, the Bobcats are done. But not having a above 500 record doesn't mean a lot on the way to a state championship. If we've seen many teams, a couple teams that beat the Bobcats here this year have won state titles and didn't have winning records when the playoffs started. So,
well, I'd rather have a 5-5 record and have played somebody and had my team go through some adversity and be tested much more than have an undefeated record and have played, patsies all year and get in the playoffs and actually have some adversity.
Well, folks, we've got the teams ready here at midfield. We got a fresh 12 minutes on the clock. Coach Kyle Moore in the middle of the huddle. Thanks to Josh Deaton for all of his drone coverage here early on in this pregame. I tell you what, it doesn't get much better than that. Josh does a great job. We appreciate him stopping by and doing the drone work here in the pregame. Just some awesome shots. Eric and I want to go ahead and apologize to you fans early on. Our producers have set up a camera on us, and I don't know how much they're going to use that tonight, Eric, but I'll just apologize for.
I'm not going to apologize. The fans are lucky tonight.
Well, we appreciate the opportunity to be live in front of all of our fans at home. Tieback says smile and wave, so we'll perfect that like we're in the. Folks, we're having a good time here on the riverbank. We're about to kick off the playoffs for Breathitt County and Bracken County. It doesn't get much better. Bracken County coming in with white and blue numbers and white helmets. And the Bobcats going back in black again tonight, all black with blue numbers with the white helmets. So it'll be no contest telling who's who definitely here tonight. No no similar uniforms on this field. We're getting ready to tee things off as the Polar Bears will kick off to the Cats early. Got a nice kick, going to fall back around the 20. Be handled back there by John Carter Holland. Up the middle of the field, he's got a little bit of an opening. Ball comes loose. So as the Bobcats are coming up the field, John Carter Holland makes it past the 45, and the ball pops loose as he's tackled. 3 or 4 Polar Bears there to make the stop. Ball comes loose, fumble on the play, and the Polar Bears will have it first and go from the 50, 1st and 10 from the 50 here at midfield. So,
Rob, I got to say one thing I appreciate about this Bobcat coaching staff is as he was coming off the field, the special teams coach, Shorty Combs, met him there with some words of encouragement because he knows what John Carter's capable of.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's early in the game, and you got to let something like that roll off your back.
Yeah.
Whitten in the eye for the Polar Bears. He'll take the snap, pitch it back to Tarter. Tarter looks to make a move, and he's gobbled up early. I think that's Corey Combs and Brady Tincher and a host of Bobcats in on the pile trying to make the stop. So Tarter going to be doing the majority of the work here for the offense for the Polar Bears. He'll pick up about 3 yards on that carry, and he'll move it up. I guess they're going to give him 3 yards. He'll be sitting on the 47 in Bobcat territory.
There's a decent push there by the Polar Bears at the point of attack. But good job by the Bobcats to read that and respond, and you'll stop them to a short gain. I like how the Bobcats were all flying to the ball. You saw every black jersey on the field was there around the tackle.
Once again, Whitten going to the eye. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He'll turn, give it to Tarter up inside again. Tarter met at the line of scrimmage by Braxton Terry and a host of Bobcats as they'll bring him down, tackle for a loss. We'll see where the ball is spotted. They'll say he picked up a yard before forward momentum will get him that yard, but the Bobcats there, Braxton Terry, Waylon Abner, Ethan Bowling, and Jason Tolson, and a number of other Bobcats in to make that stop as Tarter finding out what it's like to run the ball up inside against the Cats early. 10:25 on the clock. Ball up to the 46-yard line. Single back now behind Whitten. He makes a move, puts a man in motion, and that's going to be a false start on delay of game. So it will be a delay of game penalty. And the Polar Bears will walk it back 5 yards. That'll put it back on the 49 in their own territory.
Yeah, early mental mistake there for the Polar Bears. They, had it. It was 3rd and medium yardage. Now it's 3rd and long.
Yep.
Obviously a passing down. Bobcats can be ready for the ball to go in the air right here.
Whitten going to step back into the gun. He'll sit back to pass. Drops back. Forced ball across the middle. Picked off. Isaac Wheels Turner there for the interception. Back into the middle of the field. And he'll bring it right back at the 49-yard line. So a great defensive effort for the Cats. On 3rd and 11, Whitten drops back to pass, sails it across the middle. Hello, Isaac Turner. They don't call him Wheels for nothing as he brings it back to the 49-yard line of the Polar Bear territory.
That young man's been making a lot of big plays the last few games for this Bobcat team on offense and defense both, Rob.
Well, that was a fine statement right there for the defense. Go ahead and throw that first pass of the game. We'll take it.
Yeah, that was a good opening drive for the Bobcat defense right there.
Whitten actually had some time to throw. He was feeling a little bit of pressure coming off this end, but we'll see what the Cats do early. Stacy showing he's going to go under center, and we got another. Yep, we got a whistle, and it'll be a timeout on the Bobcats. We will take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Go Time is a locally owned and operated convenience store that has all your wants and needs in one stop. We have everything from quick snacks and cool drinks, a full-service deli, fresh coffee bar, soft-serve ice cream, and milkshakes. Also, make sure to check out our Little Caesars pizzas. Go Time, where the customer always comes first. Refuel your tank, refill your cup, and refresh your taste buds all in one stop at Go Time.
All right, folks, we are back. from the Riverbank here in Jackson, Kentucky. The Bobcats defensively coming out, making a statement early. We had a cough up on the first play of the game, and the Bobcats turn it over. But defensively, they come right back around. Isaac Wills Turner makes their interception. 9:42 on the clock. The Bobcats will take it from the 49. And this steak and shake first down for the Cats happens with 9:42 on the clock. They'll give it in the backfield to Gibson. Gibson up the middle. Big pickup of yards, 7 or 8 that time for. That is Jaden Gibby Gibson, the ball carrier.
Rob, I like what I'm seeing so far. I know it's early in the game, but the defense started out with a good first drive, and the offense first play, good push up front, good tough run by Gibson.
Stacy goes back now. Give again inside, and Gibson dances around right up the middle through the interior of the Polar Bear defense. That'll be People's Bank of Jackson first down for the Cats as they'll move the chains. Ball up to the 34 now for the Bobcats.
If this Bobcat offensive line can open the holes like that all night, you're going to see a steady diet of Gibson here.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Stacy puts a man in motion. They'll fake it to Holland, give it up inside to Gibson again. And Gibson, I believe, that time tackled by Witten. Witten, one of the few quarterbacks that you will see lined up on the line of scrimmage for the defense. Sophomore, making a big statement about his physicality and his athleticism as he plays quarterback. And also, you'll see him lined up in a 3 technique, also in a 5 technique on that defensive line for the Polar Bears. The Bears trying to tighten things up now. They'll walk up the linebackers, everybody in the box, give it to Caden Bowling. Caden got tripped up, and he'll get up to about the 31. Looked like he might have a little bit of a move there, but he got somebody got him by a shoestring, I believe, got him tripped up. So he goes down. They're going to mark it on the 32.
Yeah, that's an adjustment there by the Polar Bears defense to move up there and just, crowd the box. But, that's a dangerous thing to do because, Dylan Stacy's a good quarterback. He can hurt them if they're going to put that many man that close to the line of scrimmage.
Stacy fakes it inside the Bowling, rolls out to his right. He's being chased out of the pocket. He'll throw it down the field. It goes out of bounds, incomplete. Stacy getting chased toward the Polar Bear sideline, had to get rid of it. Had a man down there. Receiver intended was Corey Combs, but that will be 4th and 7 now for the Bobcats.
Yeah,
ball still on the 31-yard line.
Good job by Dylan right there, just to not take a sack, lose any yards right there. Had immediate pressure on him when he rolled out, able to keep some distance between them and just get rid of the ball.
Bobcats going to go trips to the left now. Stacy back in the gun, single back beside him is Bowling. Tries to draw the Polar Bears off sides. Looks back to the sideline to Coach Moore. Got 4 seconds on the game clock. Stacy takes the snap. Screen play over to Isaac Wills Turner. He's open. He's got some room. Cuts it back to the middle of the field. And he will be tripped up right around the 22-yard line.
Great vision by Isaac right there to take that inside. Had some defenders on the outside where his momentum was carrying him, Rob. But good job to cut it up inside and pick up the first down.
So another People's Bank of Jackson first down for the Cats as they'll move the chains. And on a much needed screenplay there to open things up and pick up some yards on 4th. 7:18 on the clock.
Yeah, that screen pass there to Wills, that's what Coach Mike Hope used to call a bread and butter play.
Yeah.
It sure worked for the Bobcats right there.
Ball on the 23 now. A little reverse. Well, I thought it was I actually bid on that one too. I thought Isaac had the ball. Little screen pass over to the left is going to go incomplete. So 7:01 on the clock. The clock will stop on the incomplete pass. Ball goes back to the 23-yard line now.
How did you feel about running those plays? We didn't have the fakes that he did right there with that middle screen. I
always like the middle screens. I always like the waggles. Waggle at 8, waggle at 9. I always like those plays. It was something that you would kind of show We had a little bit more opportunity to get the ball and spread the field out a little bit. As you see, Isaac Wills Turner take it over to the right hash and pickup of about 2 or 3 yards on that carry. We'll see where they spot it. Looks like it's spotted on the 21, just shy of the 20-yard line. So pick up a 3, maybe 4 yards.
About 3rd and 7 there.
Going to change out some personnel as you see Gibson and Combs come back into the game in the backfield. Holland will go to a receiver, and Isaac Wills Turner will be the receiver on the far side of the field. Stacy waiting on the snap. He'll take it, give inside to Gibson. Gibson makes a couple of guys miss, and about 3 Polar Bears bring him down around the 18. No, let's see. He's up around the 13, 14-yard line, somewhere in there. It's going to be 4th and short. Less than a yard, I would think, from here, it looks like. Ball back to the middle of the field, 5:52 on the clock. Cats in the offense methodically trying to run some clock off here, too. I feel like, Eric, not been in a big rush. Stacy barks some orders out. Waiting on the snap, 7 on the play clock. There's a snap with 1 on the clock, give inside. Gibson again makes one man miss, but he'll drive it forward, and I believe he picks up the first down easily, I believe.
Yeah, that's a great second effort by Gibson there. Was hit, right around the line of scrimmage, able to pick up the first down and a little bit more. The Polar Bears are ready for that. But Gibson just with some tremendous effort on that play.
I'd like to say special thanks again to our sponsors, Jackson Physical Therapy and Colby Watch. Jackson Physical Therapy will get you back into the action. Colby, and always a supporter of the Cats here on the sideline. Screenplay again over to John Carter Holland. Holland takes the tackle and stays on his feet. And ball up to about the 10, I believe. Polar Bear defense doing a good stop that time on Holland.
Yeah, that was, I think, Jordan Brevard there playing cornerback number 12 for the Polar Bears. Read that real well, come up and made a good tackle there on John Carter.
Jiffy Mart, get in and out in a jiffy with gas, groceries, and a great meat department. Law offices of Darrell Harold with over 30 years of taking care of the legal needs of citizens of Jackson and Breathitt County. 4:27 on the clock. Stacy takes a snap. He'll give inside to Gibson. Gibson follows a block up inside on the right side of the line. Great blocking up front. I believe that was Chris Neese and Sawyer Hall. Waylon Abner in there getting the job done.
Yeah, good push up front. Again, good effort by Gibson. One thing I like about what we're seeing out of the Bobcats right now is they're playing through the whistle right now. You don't see anybody standing there watching the play.
I'd like to see Chris Neese have a big game. He's over there lined up, that quarterback Whitten, lined up right in the gap between Abner and Chris Neese. Waylon's got him right now. Throw into the end zone by Stacy results in a go time. Scoring play for the Bobcats. Go time, refresh, refill, and refuel with 8 great locations. The Cats strike with 3:42 on the clock. Courtesy of Isaac Wills Turner. Through the air for the Cats. And Braxton Terry will come in to kick the extra point.
Good job by Stacy there, finding the wheels in the back of the end zone. The Bobcats, had a few passes there, mainly some runs. That can kind of lull a defense to sleep. And they can forget about the pass, but Coach Moore with a nice play call.
Kick by Terry is up, and it's good. Pretty fast kick as it made a lot of speed going through the uprights. I couldn't tell if it went through or not. 3:42 on the clock. Cats go up 7-0. I really think that offensively, the key to the game and the key to the offense for the Cats is the amount of time on the field. I like what we did in the first quarter.
Yes.
With using some clock. Defensively, I think we really got to work hard to make sure that Tarter doesn't get – if we keep him under 40, 50 yards in the first half, I feel really good about our chances of winning here tonight.
Yeah, I agree with that. In the way Bobcat defense has been playing, I think they can definitely manage that. You know, they looked really good on that first series. Looked like they were maybe 10 on Tartar. They were ready to stop the run game, and they just need to keep that same mentality because that's a big piece of the Polar Bear offense here. You know, it would be nice if they could kind of shut down Tartar and turn them into a passing team here tonight.
The Polar Bears really have looked pretty good in the first half against a number of teams. One of those being Beechwood. I think it was 14-0. Beechwood in the lead in the halftime of that game. But to be able to shut down Tartar early would mean a lot. Onside kick for the Cats by Gibson. And I believe the Polar Bears, number 77, able to cover it up. Great job by Gibson. It took a big hop right as it made the 10 yards that it needed to. The Cats coverage able to do a hit right at that 10-yard line, and the Polar Bears able to cover it up. So they will take over on the 47-yard line back in their own territory.
Yeah, you said it, Rob. Good looking attempt, good looking kick, and good job getting up there and hitting someone who was expecting the ball. I thought the Bobcats had that, but not this time.
Whitten under center. He'll give it to the first back through. Fullback on the carry. Polar Bears in the I formation. Trying to see the number. That was 36.
You know, I hope the Bobcats are able to kind of stop the run like this all night long, because if you can shut down a team's running game, you know, you're really in control of the ball game. If they're able to run and throw, then they can really open up their entire playbook.
If you make a team one-dimensional on offense, that's greatly helping your odds. Lippert with a carry this time. He'll be one of the receivers now on the trips to the left as they'll pitch it to Tartar. Tartar tries to make a move inside, and a cat there to take his legs out from under him was Wesley Abner, another Bobcat that needs to have a big night defensively for the Cats to come out successful. Great senior leadership that time by Wesley Abner to say, you're not bringing it over here on this side.
Yeah, that was a great job by Wesley Abner right there. You know, not every cornerback has the ability to come up and force on run plays like these Bobcat corners do.
And the key to that play was the Bobcats making Tartar string that run out farther and farther towards the sideline, and that comes due from playing down the line of scrimmage and able to cut off that
cutback.
They're trying to make that seal block, and they're able to just string the play out a little farther, and that makes time for those guys to come back around. A little bit of reverse for the Polar Bears, and he'll be tackled by the horse collar. Isaac Wheels Turner comes in to make the stop, and that was Brevard on the carry on the reverse. A little bit of trickeration early for the Polar Bears. The flag will come in, I believe, on a horse collar.
Fortunate for the Bobcats that they saw that play early in the game and were able to stop it without it being a big play. Unfortunately for the flag, but at least they'll know to look for that. Know it's in the playbook. Something to expect.
Thanks again to all of our sponsors. Hutch Automotive and Tire Works, your home in Jackson for CarQuest Auto Parts. No job too big or too small for Southern Woods Heating and Air. Give them a call for all your HVAC needs. So targeting is the call, personal foul, and that will be a steak and shake first down for the Polar Bears as they'll move it up to the 39-yard line of Bobcat territory. So we were expecting a horse collar, but the call comes in as a targeting call after the play was down, I guess. Polar Bears and Whitten go back to the I formation. They'll turn, pitch it to Tartar. Tartar looks to left, finds a hole inside, cuts it back inside in the middle. Big pickup of yards. Tartar's going to find a first down, I do believe, for the Polar Bears. And that's what Tartar does best. You see him make that move outside. He cuts it back. He cuts it back again. He's constantly shifting, where you think he's going to go. And it's hard to keep up with a back like that if you don't have your eyes adjusted to the center of his waistline. And if you follow his shoulders, you may get faked out.
Yeah. The Bobcats have done a great job on containment. They're going to have to make sure they take the right, angles to the ball, pursuit angles.
Witten again in the eye. He'll turn, give to Tarter. Tarter runs into him, and the Bobcats going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. It'll be second down. The ball is up to, looks like the 22-yard line is what we got on the clock. So looks like maybe the 21 from here. Pickup of a yard that time. 2nd and 9 now for the Polar Bears. 44 seconds on the clock. Bears threatening to get into the red zone here in the first quarter. Witten comes into the huddle and calls the play. Tarter will be the single back. 2 receivers each side. Witten under center. He'll turn. Shuffle pass back to Tarter. Tarter going to stretch it out. Grady Tincher, among others, there to make the stop as Tarter trying to get to the sideline. And Tincher and Colin Combs and Tolson there to make the stop.
Yeah, great job by all those young men flying to the football. Good job by Kalen Bowen.
Yeah,
the
Cade
corner
was there
on
too.
Yeah, good job, holding his ground right there, fighting against the stock block and on the edge.
Thanks to Breathitt Automotive with new owner Dustin Kilburn. We'll take a quick break here and get ready for the second quarter. We'll be back after these messages.
Family and hometown pharmacies have been serving Breathitt County for over 20 years and are proud to support our local athletes. They are hometown owned and operated by Portia and Everett Dunaway. Portia and Everett want you to know that family and hometown pharmacies are here for you. Now offering 2 ways to fill your prescriptions. Use the Refill Quick app on your smartphone or give them a call at 666-5519 or 666-5500.
Since 1962, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson has been proud to serve the community. They care about the people of Breathitt County and are the only locally owned bank in the community. With 2 branches in Jackson and 1 in Beattyville, they're never too far away when you need them. And with the latest innovations in banking, keeping track of your finances has never been easier. Helping to grow Breathitt County as leaders for over 60 years. That's Citizens Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We are back. Bluegrass Sports Nation here from the Mike Holcomb Athletic Complex. 12 minutes on the clock for the second quarter. We'll flip ends of the field, and the Polar Bears will come on, and they'll go to work from around the 21-yard line. Just shy of the 20, not hardly back to the 21. 3rd and 8. Witten is a big quarterback. I think he's probably in there 6'3", 6'4", big guy, athletic. He's back in the I formation now under center. Witten takes the snap. He'll turn. First back through, I believe, is Lippert. And he'll be tripped up and tackled by Corey Combs and Colin Combs there to finish the job. Good to see Colin on the field tonight.
Yeah.
Young man came off the field, carried off by an older brother last week over Prestonsburg. Good to see him back on the field. Tell you somebody else it was good to see. It was good to see Bradley Clark here tonight. Although he was Bradley. Although he was in a wheelchair, it's good to see him here. I got the chance to talk to him. Braden? I'm getting old. Witten, quarterback keeper. And we get a signal from the field. That is a People's Bank of Jackson first down for the Polar Bears. And it'll be up to the 10-yard line. First and goal for the Polar Bears. Yeah, you can't pay no attention to me, Matt Hudson. Witten under center. He'll turn. Give to Tarter. Tarter makes one man miss, still on his feet. Up close to the end zone. Going to be spotted on the 1-yard line. Tarter really shifty back that time. He's able to get through the middle of the defense and made the Bobcats pay as a big pickup of yards. Be 2nd and 1. Polar Bears threatening to get into the end zone early in the second quarter. 7-0 Cats, 10-12 on the clock.
Polar Bear offensive line's done a good job on this drive, blocking the interior of the Bobcat defensive line.
Witten again, under center. He'll turn first back through. Ball comes out, and the Cats cover it. Witten turns, hands it off to Lippert. The ball spits out, and the Cats able to cover up the fumble right at the end zone. So defense, once again, coming up big for the Cats as the Polar Bears were knocking on the door of the end zone.
Yeah, that's a big-time play right there, and that can be demoralizing for a team right there. That's a blow to the Polar Bears right now. I'm interested to see how it affects them, Rob.
Back to Braden Clark. It was great to see him and talk with him for a few minutes. It was a pinched nerve. The young man is going to physical therapy. The whole middle school football team behind him, as you heard Miles Holland talking about it on the coaches show this week. Cats coming out of the end zone. They'll give it up inside to Corey Combs, I believe. That is the back coming out of the backfield. Hard to see the number, but I'm pretty sure that was Corey. But good, Braden in great spirits. Talked for a while down below the den, and he said, "I can get out of this wheelchair and walk." He said, "I'll be cleared and be ready to go." So just great to see that young man able to take part in this game and be here as a spectator. Middle school with a big game tomorrow as they're in the state semifinals. They'll be taking on Christian Academy of Louisville down in Shelby County. Stacy this time turns, going to hand off. I believe that is Gibson. Gibson around the left end will get up to about the 10-yard line. I think what happened to me, Matt, is I talked to so many people down there a minute ago, I didn't know who I was talking to. Coach Urton Sparkman also down there, and he sends everybody his best. It was great to see him as he's out being a spectator here tonight watching this one. All the Polar Bears in the box this time. Stacy going to turn and give it to Corey Combs, I believe. And Corey's going to motor it ahead. And that will be a People's Bank of Jackson first down for the Bobcats.
You know, Rob, with the offensive line getting the good push they are, I think I'd keep riding that train if I was Coach Moore. I would run the ball until this Polar Bear defense showed me they could stop it.
Woo-woo. That's the dangerous part about having that camera. Bend to the wishbone. Stacy will turn and roll out, and the short pass is caught by Jaden Gibson, and he'll get it up to about the 22-yard line.
That's a nice little completion there, but I believe he also had Brady Tincher out here.
That was
as well.
A little bit scary from up here. Is a couple of Polar Bears right on the radar right there under that pass, and Gibson able to handle that pass, and it'll be 2nd and 1 for the Cats.
Stacy, he is definitely looking a lot more comfortable back there the last few games. Looks more comfortable when he looks downfield trying to find a receiver, more confident when he lets the ball go.
Stacy had a quick whistle. Flag on the play from the line judge here. That's one of them can't do that flags.
Is there any other kind?
No. First down for the Cats, courtesy of the flag, and they'll walk it back. Walk it forward, actually. Yeah, we'll call it the 27. Looks like it from here. Tieback, I don't believe we've ever played Bracken County. There's a, like I said earlier, I'm getting old. I don't remember everything. But it could be the first time the Polar Bear has been here on the riverbank. Stacy going to sit back in the pocket and chased out of there. Throws deep down the field. Oh, and 2 Polar Bears there to make the interception. Isaac Wheels Turner not able to get there. Stacy throws it up. That was number 23 and number 85, both young men there at the same time to make the interception. And that'll be a People's Bank of Jackson first down for the Polar Bears as they'll take it over on the 49-yard line.
Yeah, I think that ball just kind of sailed on him a little bit.
I think it did.
One thing about it is Dylan, he drops back quite a bit. Seems like maybe if he could stand in there a little bit, it might make those throws a bit easier. But it is difficult when you got a polar bear chasing after you.
Yep. I don't know, you and these polar bears and riding trains.
It's kind of strange to see polar bears down here on the.
It is. Very strange. Defense comes out for the Cats. Witten will put number 21 in motion. He'll turn, fake it to Tarter, sit back in the pocket. Across the middle of the field, pass thrown. Corey Combs there to make sure that the intended polar bear receiver did not make the catch. Number 21 is McKinney. That was also the man in motion for the Polar Bears. I wonder if anybody listening knows how they got that mascot, how they got that name. Tieback does? Witten gonna a little shuffle pass to Tarter. Tarter up the middle of the field makes another fake, still on his feet, driving forward. He's still on his feet past the 20-yard line. Wow, that young man all over the field that time. Tieback, I was hoping you were on the air when you were explaining that, but Tieback says the old field house up in Bracken County always had ice on the windows, and when they changed their name and changed their mascot, they became the Polar Bears, courtesy of that. See, that's why we got people like Tieback and Matt Hudson here to keep me straight.
Is that why they're here?
To keep me straight.
Well, I've been wondering.
You're here for your good looks.
No.
Witten back in the gun now, turns, gives to Tarter. Tarter bounces it off the line of scrimmage, maybe pickup of about a yard. Yeah, they are. Yep. Pickup of about 4. So the Polar Bears able to move it into the red zone, continue to threaten here. 6-10 in the second quarter. Cats up 7-0. Polar Bears going to make this thing interesting, Eric.
Yeah, they're doing their best to, and they're not going to go away from the run. It looks to me like Dalton Tarter is one of, if not the best player on the team, and they're going to feed him. And so far, he's showing up for them.
Pitch again to Tarter. Tarter off the left side, right up the middle, and he's going to walk into the end zone for the Polar Bears. With 5:45 on the clock, that'll be a go time scoring play for the Polar Bears as they find the end zone. Courtesy of Dalton Tarter. You can see why they will be feeding him the ball. He is a quick young man, great vision inside too, as he cut that one back to the middle of the field and able to walk into the end zone. I think he dodged every tackler that was coming at him.
Yeah, his ability to use his vision and use the cutbacks is using the Bobcats' aggressiveness against them. They're flying to the ball, and he's able to hurt them with the cutbacks here.
Witten in the offense stays on the field, direct snap to Tarter, and he's going to run into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. That'll put the Polar Bears up with 5:45 on the clock, 8-7 over the Cats.
Yeah, just a little bit of trickery, you might call it right there. The quarterback was walking around like he was making an audible or something like that, and got under one of the guards like they were the center and direct snap to Tarter. Was able to come away with the 2 points.
That's a smart trick play. I mean, you try to make it look like a confusion, and trying to make the defense confused. And he settles in under the guard, and about that time, the ball's direct snap to Tarter, your best athlete on the field.
Yeah. Yeah, it paid off for him right there. But that's also the kind of play that fall for more than once.
True. And so with 5:45 on the clock, here in the second quarter, Cats find themselves down 1. We'll say thanks again to Dr. Stephen Howard Chiropractic. If you've been injured, give Dr. Howard a call. YPK Motorsports with 3 locations in Eastern Kentucky, Jackson, Hazard, and Paintsville. Rose Brothers Department Store with locations in Jackson and Badeville. Shop in the store or online at rosebros.com, and PDQ Sales and Service, formerly Jackson Wholesale. That time, the onside kick by the Polar Bears, covered by number 13, Austin Barker. Austin, another young man that came on the field late for the Cats in the season and able to make a big difference in a couple of ball games for them this year.
Yeah, great awareness by Barker right there. The Polar Bears, they weren't lined up to give away the fact they're onside kick it, trying to catch the Bobcats unawares. Great job by Barker, great awareness.
Two receivers each side of the field, looks like. Looks like Holland and Turner on the far side of the field. There's that Holland in front of us. I can't see who's on the far side. And that's Strong over there. Stacy, take the snap. He'll hand off to Isaac Wills Turner in the backfield. Isaac looking for a man, makes one miss, and he'll get hit out of bounds right around the 38-yard line in Polar Bear territory. So Witten, I just watching that young man, he's a sophomore, but he's a very vocal leader on this team defensively. It's hard to find that person to do that on defense and offense. He was over here congratulating the Polar Bear that made the tackle.
Yeah, that was Tarter on the tackle.
Stacy gets set back in a gun. Two receivers each side, gives it up the middle to Gibson. Gibson up to the 40. Past the 40 up to about the 36. Fans behind us wanted a horse collar. No flag on the play. That'll be a People's Bank of Jackson first down for the Cats as they'll move the chains with 5:30 on the clock.
It's been a fast first quarter, hasn't it?
It sure has. First half. Second quarter.
Yeah.
Snap to Stacy. He'll fake. Looks down the field. He's going to go long. Throws it deep for Isaac Wills Turner. It's caught. And Isaac Wills Turner, the line judge, looks over to the center of the field. And they're going to talk about it. They're not going to give it to him yet. Line judge says it's my call. Arms up. Touchdown is good. What a pass by Dylan Stacy. And what a catch by Isaac Wills Turner, not only to make the catch, but to look down and keep his feet in bounds.
Yeah, great job by Wills there.
And get into the end zone.
Great athletic play to be able to make that and then get his attention on his footwork and get in the end zone before he went out of bounds.
Great job by the Cats. And that is a Steak and Shake scoring drive for the Cats. Steak and Shake of Hazard, famous for their great milkshakes and great steak burgers. The Cats, with 5:10 on the clock, will strike again. And they'll go into the wishbones and try for the 2-point conversion. And we got, I believe, an offsides call. I thought you was trying to get away from me there, man.
Ball star.
So the call will be offsides on the Cats, and they'll walk it back 5 yards, I believe. And they'll try for the 2-point conversion again, just a little farther away from the goal line. Stacy comes into the huddle with the call from Coach Moore. Chancher, the senior tight end here to the right, back into the wishbone for the Cats. Stacy turns, fakes back, looking to the end zone. He's going to throw back across the middle of the field, intended for Tincher. Pass will fall incomplete.
He had Tincher there, just not able to make the throw. It's difficult to throw on the run across your body.
Back across your body like that. Yeah, that's a difficult throw. So with 5:10 on the clock, the Cats go up 13-8 over the Polar Bears. I say thanks again to Lakeside Homes. If you're looking for a new home, be sure and stop by Lakeside Homes, where you always get a great deal. Stop by and see Scott for all your plumbing, electrical, heating, septic, and appliance parts at Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply. Thanks to those guys for helping me out earlier in the week with a very old heating element in my mom's stove. Those guys were Johnny on the spot and helped us out with that. Family Pharmacy and Hometown Pharmacy, great people who have your safety at heart. Variety Pizza, your home for the best pizza in Jackson, along with their famous hoagies. And Breathitt County Farm Bureau, Chuck Price and Seth Holland, great agents here in Breathitt County. They remind you they're big on Kentucky and big on Breathitt County. And I get a little extra plug for them every time Matt decides to put us on the camera, as I have this beautiful Farm Bureau ball cap on tonight. Tie back. You've got you powder your nose there, Eric. Let's get ready for this one. So there's the kickoff. The kick will fall right around the 15-yard line and be picked up by Tarter. He'll make one man miss. Second and third guy there will finally get him down. So Tarter able to make a couple of Cats miss. The ball up to about the 21-yard line, I believe, for the Polar Bears and Tarter. .504 on the clock here before the half. I want to make mention about this middle school ball club as see Coach Ricky Combs out on the middle of the field there picking up the tee for the high school. Middle school will take the field down in Shelby County tomorrow around 7 p.m. and they'll take on Christian Academy of Louisville in the state semifinals in this regional matchup. Good luck to them. Whitten makes a quick screen throw over to the right side, and he's got a blocker over there, but he'll be drove out of bounds by the Cats. It'll be second and looks like about 6. Pickup of about 4 yards for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, you can't argue with the 4-yard pickup on first down, but I've got to be honest, I was expecting to see a steady diet of Tarter on this drive.
I was too.
The young man's had a heck of a ball game so far. I think I'd keep feeding the ball.
Defense gets set for the Cats. A give again to Tarter in the backfield. He's back across the middle of the field. Makes one man miss. Still on his feet. Twisted and tangled up around the 45 before he comes down. So a big pickup of yards for Tarter again. And there's that steady diet of Tarter that you wanted.
Yeah, the Bobcats, they're not getting beat at the point of attack. The cutback is what's hurting them. Like we mentioned already, the pursuit angles. I would say at halftime, that's probably something we're going to go over with this Bobcat defense.
I'd say you're right. That is the People's Bank of Jackson. First down, People's Bank working together to build success. Tarter successful for the Polar Bears as they'll start out from the 45-yard line. Whitten give up in the middle, and I believe it was Tarter again met that time. No, that was Lippert. Lippert in at fullback. And he is met right at the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him about 3 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 7. So able to pick up a couple yards after he got to the line of scrimmage. ARH, Appalachian Regional Healthcare System of Appalachia. Special thanks to them. Law offices of David A. Johnson with offices in Hazard and Jackson. If you've been injured, give David and his staff a call. Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson, serving the people of Jackson and Breathitt County for over 30 years. Give to Tarter again off the right side, and he'll twist and drive forward. And he'll get it across the 50 over into Bobcat territory. Pick up of another 3 yards for Tarter. So it'll be 3rd and about a long 3 yards for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, it's a big down for the Bobcat defense here. It would be a great play to get a stop right here. Give your offense another chance to get some momentum here going into halftime.
Big Blue Heating and Air. Call them for all your HVAC needs, serving Central and Eastern Kentucky. Packer and Grigsby, the best in telephone, television, and internet. Whitten again. Pitch back to Tarter right up the middle of the field, still on his feet. It's a foot race to the end zone. Tarter shows his speed as he walks into the end zone with 2:09 on the clock. This pitch that Whitten has is different too. It's more or less a shove as he just kind of shoves the ball to Tarter in the backfield. And that time Tarter through the middle of the field and streaks past the Bobcat defenders, and Polar Bears find pay dirt.
Yeah, it is a little bit different looking pitch, but Tartar's he's get 2 or 3 steps when he gets the ball. It's right as he's turning down the field. He gets it with a head of steam, and right when he needs to make a cutback. Bobcats are going to have to find a way to, to try and shut that down here.
Once again, the Polar Bears going to go for 2. They'll give it inside, and it's going to be 21, Lucas McKinney taken down immediately. The flag comes in. Flag comes in, but it was on the Polar Bears, I do believe. Yeah. And it'll be declined. So the 2-point conversion is no good. And that'll make it 14-13. Polar Bears with a 1-point lead over the Cats with 2:09 on the clock. Well, that's what I thought too. The false start looked to me like would be a redo of the play, but line judge looked to Coach Moore. Penalty was declined. So the Cats find themselves down 1 point with 2:09 on the clock here before the half. Polar Bears making believers out of a lot of folks here tonight, as Mr. Dalton Tartar has really shown his stuff here in the first half, especially on that play, as he's able to cut back to the middle of the field. A very shifty back with great vision, and that time he showed his speed as he outran a number of the Bobcat defenders on his way to the end zone. Kick from the Polar Bears. Again, I don't believe it traveled 10 yards, but the Bobcats going to cover it up. And the Polar Bears and Cats fight for it just shy of the 50. It'll be Bobcat football. So once again, the hands team up front for the Bobcats on the kickoff return, paying dividends here tonight as they're able to cover that one up. It didn't go 10 yards, but the Bobcats and the offense will have the 49-yard line of the Polar Bears to start from on this People's Bank of Jackson first down. The last run by Tartar was a 48-yard run. So I'll tell you what, once he got past that line of scrimmage, Eric, he just made a couple moves and he was out of there.
He was moving pretty fast before he got to the line of scrimmage.
Stacy sits back in the pocket. He's forced out of there now, and he'll go down as he slips back around the 33-yard line. So a huge loss of yards by the Cats. Stacy was looking down the field for a receiver, being chased out of there by a number of Polar Bears, and he has to go to the ground.
Yeah, I think
he lost his footing back here on the 35 and finally just had to go down to be safe with the ball.
Yeah, I think you've got to coach the quarterback that when you see that kind of pressure, you've just got to we've got to try not to take a sack and get that kind of yards. You got to get outside of the tackle box and throw the ball away.
3 receivers, trips to the left. Stacy throws quickly to Brady Tincher. Tincher lowers his shoulder, still on his feet, up to about the 50, just past the 50. So Stacy to Tincher gets the ball back to the initial line of scrimmage, I believe, for the Cats with 1:07 on the clock. Trips now to the right for the Cats. Great pass that time by Stacy to step back up into the pocket, throw it quickly to Tincher. Tincher with a good reception. Stacy again, quick throw to Isaac Wills Turner, just out of reach, incomplete.
That was well read by the Polar Bear defense. There had 2 defenders closing fast. Not sure that was going to go very far, even if they'd been able to catch it.
So 53 seconds on the clock before halftime. The announcement here above us, I'll make mention the Lumberjacks will be announced here at halftime. Coach Gross, Glenn Gross, and Coach Jared Hayes, and a number of those coaches going to introduce the 3-4 Lumberjacks and the 5-6 team onto the field at halftime. Coach Moore going to take another quick timeout. we'll take it with them, and we'll be right back here on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
People's Bank is proud to continue to invest in the Bluegrass State. Our team has years of experience right here in Eastern Kentucky. By partnering with People's Bank, we provide solutions, not just products. Our vision is to be the best community bank in America, and we would love a chance to earn your business. People's Bank, working together, building success.
We are back, folks, from the Riverbank here in Jackson, Kentucky. Bobcats back out onto the field, defensively trying to make a stop here. The Polar Bears have really made this interesting here in the first half as Dalton Tarter, the son of Coach Stephen Tarter, has been all over the field. And Braxton Terry will be back here to punt for the Cats. And a good punt by Terry. Ball going to fall just shy of the 10, and he'll take a Polar Bear bounce and roll back across the 15 up, I believe looks like the 19-yard line. So here at halftime, the Lumberjacks, the 3-4 Lumberjacks and the 5-6 Lumberjacks, both teams will be introduced onto the field, and opportunity for all the parents and fans to get a picture of those young Bobcat players. Good punt that time by Terry, 43 seconds on the clock. And the Polar Bears with the People's Bank of Jackson first down will take place from the 18-yard line. Defense gets set. Shuffle pass again in the back to Tarter. That time tackled by Braden Barnett. Barnett able to bring Tarter down after a pickup of about 5, I believe. So the timeout will go to the Polar Bears here with 29 seconds on the clock. We'll take another commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Go Time is a locally owned and operated convenience store that has all your wants and needs in one stop. We have everything from quick snacks and cool drinks, a full-service deli, fresh coffee bar, soft-serve ice cream, and milkshakes. Also, make sure to check out our Little Caesars pizzas. Go Time, where the customer always comes first. Refuel your tank, refill your cup, and refresh your taste buds all in one stop at Go Time.
So the Bobcats down in the huddle talking to Coach Moore and Coach Combs here at the end of the timeout. Polar Bears coming back onto the field. They took that timeout with 29 seconds on the clock. Coach Combs out there trying to coach them up on some tackles. Tarter is an evasive back. He's trying his best to, and he's doing a good job at getting away from everybody that's coming at him. He's got great vision. Not a real big guy in the backfield, but man, he's quick. So this time Witten will be back in the gun. He'll put a man in motion. I believe that is McKinney, and they're going to give the Tarter up around the right corner again over in the end. He's forced out of bounds with 23 seconds on the clock, but I believe looked to me like he picked up another first down. And Tarter will bring another People's Bank of Jackson first down to the Polar Bears as they'll move the chains. 23 seconds on the clock, and the ball is up to the 30-yard line. Polar Bears come to the line of scrimmage. Witten under center. Tarter the only back behind him. He'll turn, pitch it to Tarter. Tarter back up inside. Met at the line of scrimmage, still on his feet, but they'll get him down. Maybe a pickup of 2 on the play.
You know, Rob, I've been watching this Polar Bear offensive line. They're really doing a good job getting downfield, getting to the second level and things. They're enabling Tarter to make those cutbacks.
So that'll bring it to the end of the first half. Polar Bears up 14-13 on the Bobcats. 1-point lead for Bracken County. The Bobcats with some things to talk about as they'll go into the locker room. Polar Bears and Tarter really made things interesting here in the first half. He's been all over the field for them. Folks, we'll take a quick break here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. We'll be right back after these messages.
Call the professionals at Big Blue Heating and Air. Residential and commercial, we provide HVAC and refrigeration services, including installations, replacements, and repairs. Plus, we're available 24/7 for emergencies. With over a decade of experience, we provide honest, friendly, and dependable service. And you can relax knowing your family's comfort is our top priority. Serving Montgomery, Clark, Bath, Powell, and other neighboring counties. Big Blue Heating and Air. No job too big, no job too small.
Jackson Physical Therapy is your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic serving Jackson and the surrounding areas. Owned by Colby Watts, Jackson Physical Therapy has a talented and experienced staff ready to meet all your physical therapy needs. Jackson Physical Therapy is a proud supporter of our local youth and sports teams. Call JPT at 666-9293 to schedule your appointment today and let us improve your quality of life. YPK Motorsports is excited to help you experience the fun and adventure a quality Yamaha, Polaris, or Kawasaki vehicle can bring to your life. Now with 4 locations, YPK invites you to see our great selection of ATVs, side-by-sides, dirt bikes, and more. Come visit us in Jackson, Hazard, or Paintsville, or online at ypkmotorsports.com. Go Time is a locally owned and operated convenience store that has all your wants and needs in one stop. We have everything from quick snacks and cool drinks, a full-service deli, fresh coffee bar, soft-serve ice cream, and milkshakes. Also, make sure to check out our Little Caesars pizzas. Go Time, where the customer always comes first. Refuel your tank, refill your cup, and refresh your taste buds all in one stop at Go Time.
People's Bank is proud to continue to invest in the Bluegrass State. Our team has years of experience right here in Eastern Kentucky. By partnering with People's Bank, we provide solutions, not just products. Our vision is to be the best community bank in America, and we would love a chance to earn your business. People's Bank, working together, building success.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply in Jackson, Kentucky is proud to serve Breathitt, Lee, Wolf, Morgan, Owsley, Perry, and Madison counties. Established in 1982 with over 40 years of service to those communities, Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply can not only meet your electric and plumbing needs, but also heating and cooling, concrete and metal septic tanks, as well as your special orders. Call Scott and the gang today at 606-666-4052.
All right, folks, we are back here at the Mike Holcomb Athletic Complex. The Polar Bears have come to town on a cool night, and they're up 14-13 on the Cats. So, folks, once again, we'd like to say thanks to our great producers for putting us live here.
Are we supposed to thank them for that?
Yeah, we're supposed to thank them for that. We're here live on the broadcast, so you guys got a good look at us. I made sure I wore this real important Farm Bureau of Kentucky hat, courtesy of my dad.
I don't know. People keep telling me I got a face for radio, so
I'm glad somebody else told you that, not me. An interesting first half, Eric, as the Polar Bears. We've talked a lot about what the Cats needed to do early. You see early on in this game, and you see here in the second quarter, why they've been successful in the 6 victories that they've had. When Dalton Tarter is able to find a alley or find an opening, he's out of there, and he's got about 6 gears, I believe. He hit that 6th one down here on that 48-yard run a few minutes ago.
Yeah, that young man's having himself a fine game here tonight. His offensive line's playing well too. They're blocking pretty good up front. And, the Bobcat defense, it's hard to say they're playing bad because they're playing physical and aggressive. They're not giving up much in the passing game. They're not giving much right up the middle, but it's those wide runs, and they're not giving up the sweeps, the tosses. It's the cutbacks.
It's the cutback.
And it's the plays that Coach Tarter's calling is taking advantage of the Bobcats' aggressiveness. They're flying to the football like they have been for the last few weeks. But then Tarter's able to, put a foot in the ground and make a cut. He's showing great vision, able to see the cutback lanes, and like you've been saying, great speed, able to hit it.
Yeah.
And for a big 48-yard touchdown here just a few minutes ago.
They've also been able to feed the ball. I believe the young man that we had in there a couple times at fullback was Cody Lippert and also Lucas McKinney. Both of those guys able to take a little bit of the load off of Tarter. We saw McKinney on a couple of passing routes too, where he was the intended receiver as he went in motion. But Cody Lippert able to come in at fullback and actually Whitten, the big quarterback, able to do the keeper a couple times and able to push forward and get a first down. So the Polar Bear offense not doing anything abnormal or not anything out of the way that I don't think the Bobcat defense has prepared for. I think right now, if the Bobcats would lean a little bit more on their physicality, I think we need to play a little bit more physical. I think alignment, assignment, we talk about a lot on defense. Yes. That responsibility, that area, if you will, that you're responsible for on the field. And what you're supposed to do with that guy in front of you, either get off the block and make the tackle, or if you're keyed on the fullback or you're keyed on the tailback. Just a lot of things that go through the mind defensively of a player while they're on the field. And it's not that they're getting, like you said, it's not that they're getting beat on any particular play, but Tarter's vision, able to look up the field and see who's coming and from where they're coming from. And the Bobcats just aren't changing that pursuit angle quick enough to make the stop.
Yeah, and their running game seems designed to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
They're running these toss sweeps, and if the edge was there, Tarter would take it, but it's not. The Bobcats are doing a real good job with containment, but the cutback, they just need to be more disciplined on their pursuit angles and coming to the football.
Yeah.
And they need to trust their teammates to everybody do their job, like you said, alignment and assignment. Instead of everybody trying to fly to the ball and make every tackle, there's such a thing as a pursuit angle, for our viewers, you have to stay in your lane or on your angle to the ball because, when you don't, you have what we've been getting here tonight. Somebody cuts it back on you when, finds an opening and, you see a lot of big plays made like that.
An update from our executive producer. Beechwood is up 36-0. Thanks to our cameraman Darren Back for the update. 36-0. Beechwood is up right now. So that whoever wins this game, the winner of that Beechwood game will be the foe of this winner in the second round. So just making mention again, the feeder program, the Lumberjacks, the 3rd and 4th grade, Coach Jared Hayes, and I believe that was Mike Bowling out there with them. And also, I know Darren Fisher helps a lot with the chain crew, but he helps a lot with that young football team too, the Lumberjacks. And also the 5-6 bunch comes onto the field. I'm not for sure who all was with them. I know Justin Howard was here tonight, as well as Alan J. White. And Glenn Gross, a lot of those guys, that's one of those jobs or unsung heroes, if you will, that goes unmentioned. And I'd like to say special thanks to all those coaches in that feeder program that really make this possible for these kids to get out and play football. And I'd like to say thanks to all the parents and the guardians and the ones that brought the kids out here tonight on a cold night on the riverbank to get their 15 seconds of fame to walk out during the high school game. I remember many times playing and being in elementary or middle school and getting to talk to an older mentor at the high school or a coach from the high school, and that means a lot in the character and the young kids' ability. Folks, we got about 5 minutes before this halftime period is up. We'll take another quick commercial break, and we will be back on Bluegrass Sports Nation after this message.
Kentucky Farm Bureau agents wear a lot of hats. They're coaches, volunteers, church members, neighbors. Someone who's there when you need them, especially when you need them most. That may be a lot of hats, but they're all the perfect fit. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Lakeside Homes, located in Jackson, Kentucky, has been serving Breathitt and surrounding counties for over 27 years. They have new and manufactured homes from Norris, Clayton, and Fleetwood, single wides, double wides, and also an assortment of quality used homes. Many financing options available, offering site prep, delivery, and setup for a no-hassle experience. To find your new home, visit them at 42 Jeffs Drive in Jackson or on the web at www.lakesidehomesjackson.com or call 606-666-7558.
PDQ Sales and Services, formerly known as Jackson Wholesale Company, is a locally owned and operated convenience store and grocery store supplier with a full line of products. They have ice cream, groceries, meat, dairy, candy, and more. They even have janitorial supplies including Tactical Strike disinfectant. Tactical Strike has been approved by the EPA to kill the virus that causes COVID-19. Give PDQ a call today at 606-666-2495.
It's football season, and Rose Brothers is happy again to help sponsor the Breathitt Bobcats here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. When you're outfitting your athletes or need warm weather gear, visit us at Rose Brothers. Our Under Armour, Columbia, and Simply Southern outerwear are just what you need to keep the chill away. And see our athletic and active footwear for your whole family. And we offer no-fee layaway and free gift wrapping all year round. You can always see what's going on at Rose Brothers on the web at rosebros.com. Then come see us at Rose Brothers in Jackson and Batable.
Hi, I'm attorney David Johnson. You may recognize me from some of our other ads, but injuries from an auto accident are no joking matter. With over 25 years of experience, our offices have the resources and expertise to go head-to-head with big insurance. While most of our cases get resolved without going to court, trust me, they know if the attorney you choose will take it this far. Either way, our clients get paid. So for all your legal needs, get the pros on your side.
Variety Pizza, located at 1189 Main Street in Jackson, has been family owned and operated for over 45 years, serving the community with fresh, homemade, and handcrafted pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. Carry out or stay and enjoy the newly renovated dining areas with private party spaces available. Stop by and see Lee and Al or call 666-5454 for Variety Pizza. Family and hometown pharmacies have been serving Breathitt County for over 20 years and are proud to support our local athletes. They are hometown owned and operated by Portia and Everett Dunaway. Portia and Everett want you to know that family and hometown pharmacies are here for you. Now offering 2 ways to fill your prescriptions. Use the Refill Quick app on your smartphone or give them a call at 666-5519 or 666-5500.
Since 1962, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson has been proud to serve the community. They care about the people of Breathitt County and are the only locally owned bank in the community. With 2 branches in Jackson and 1 in Beattyville, they're never too far away when you need them. And with the latest innovations in banking, keeping track of your finances has never been easier. Helping to grow Breathitt County as leaders for over 60 years. That's Citizens Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We are back from the riverbank in Jackson, Kentucky, where the Polar Bears of Bracken County hanging on to a 1-point lead over the Bobcats. The hometown boys down 13-14. Got about a minute and 15 left here in the halftime festivities, and Bobcats back onto the field. Dylan out into the middle of the field making some passes with his receivers, and the rest of the team down here to a right in the end zone getting stretched out. I'm sure there was a lot to talk about in that halftime period in the locker room for the Bobcats.
Yeah, I'm sure the coaches made a few adjustments, and then, that's what halftime's for, to make adjustments. You see something that that you can take advantage of, or a way that the opponent's taking advantage of you. And right now, as we discussed earlier, it's with the cutback run. So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Combs, the defensive coordinator for the Bobcats, did to adjust that and get his team prepared to stop the cutbacks here that Tartar's having.
Well, you played a lot of defense, and is that something that you can maybe change up front and bring another down lineman in, make it a 4 down front? Or do you change things up, or do you just narrow those guys down and bring them in closer together and maybe walk a linebacker up to one side or the other and try to fill the box, if you will, and keep Tarter from getting all those lanes and those cutbacks?
Yeah. To be honest with you, there's different things you could do. You could bring another lineman in there. I don't think that's something they're going to do because
no, I don't either.
They didn't bring a lineman in against Johnson Central when they were running it right in between the tackles.
Yeah.
But it's a whole defense thing. You want the entire defense. Coach Chapman described it like this: it should be like a rubber band. If you had a rubber band and you pull on one part of it, then it all contracts that way.
Right.
Everybody on the defense, it's like you said earlier, alignment and assignment. You don't want all your defenders bunched up in one area.
Yeah.
When you see the toss sweep, you do move that way, but not everybody's going to get over there. Not everybody's job is containment. It's not everybody's job to make that tackle. You have to follow your pursuit angles. There's a way to run to the football, and that we're not doing that right now.
Well, I tell you, we made mention early on one play right in front of us when the defense made Tarter string that running play out all the way to the sideline. He tried to make 2 or 3 cutbacks on that play, but was unable to. And kudos to Tarter in his ability to maybe pick up a few tendencies and maybe be able to look at the defense after that play. He seemed very successful at knowing when and where to make that cutback, depending on what play his coach called.
Yeah.
And that's what the defense wants to do, is to string that play out and force him to the sideline. The farther he gets across the field, that sideline is your friend. And
and the Bobcats have done a great job keeping containment of stringing that out.
Yeah.
And because they're doing such a good job, that's enabling the cutback.
Yeah.
Like every defender has a role to play.
Yeah.
And they've been doing a good job at that, but they're kind of over pursuing and opening up the cutback lanes.
Well, kudos to Coach Tarter and his son, Dalton Tarter. The offense has predominantly been him here in the first half for the Polar Bears. I think the Bobcats defensively know what they need to do. And no doubt they've talked about it during the halftime segment. We've got about a minute left here before we will dial up the clock and wind it up for the third quarter. Stacy out here at midfield continuing to throw the ball deep and warm up his arm. And I think the referee's going to move them down to get them on the other side of the 50 and give the Polar Bears a little room to warm up. I think the referee said, hey, it's time to get this underway, get you guys together, call in the troops. So Stacy and his skill players will come to the sideline. Coach Allen has been down here in the right end zone warming up the rest of the team, and they'll come into the sideline. Polar Bears already out on the field getting their instructions from Coach Tarter. I tell you what, Witten is a good-looking athlete at quarterback. We've made mention earlier that we don't see a sophomore quarterback able to handle not only being the defensive or being the offensive leader on the team, but defensively. We saw him early on over here on the Breathitt sideline when Tarter had made a tackle. We saw him over here very vocal and cheering on his team. So, we commend him, a great athlete and a good player in Witten, as he's a leader on the defense and the offense play caller here for the Polar Bears.
When you look at this Bracken County roster, you see that Lippert is a sophomore. Lippert is a junior. Tarter and Witten are both sophomores.
Sophomores,
so,
yeah.
3 of their best players are going to be back next year.
Yeah. Yeah, they got a lot of talent. They're going to be a good ball club. It's going to be a battle for them in that district and in that region, no doubt. No easy out with the Polar Bears, especially next season.
No, and that's a difficult district they're in over there.
Yeah. And a lot of good football played up in Northern Kentucky.
Yes.
Not to take anything away from these good old Mountain Boys. We've seen some good games out of these guys. Braxton Terry will set the tee up at the 40-yard line. They'll be kicking left to right. And once again, we see Jaden Gibson also showing with that right foot back, ready to kick that onside kick as soon as the whistle blows. Braxton and Jaden both very good at showing this kickoff. Braxton will put the boot to it and sell it back. It's going to fall right at the 15-yard line, and he'll roll forward. Tarter's going to pick it up and be tackled immediately by the Bobcat coverage team. Ethan Bowling and Kylan Combs in on the stop.
That was a good placement of the kick there by Terry. Put it somewhere where the return man had to run for it, and it made a good bounce. You know, difficult for him to field, and the Bobcat defense got down there, made a quick tackle, and set their defense up for some good field position here.
I'm just thinking it was rather strange how sticky the bleachers are under my feet here. 11:56 on the clock. The People's Bank of Jackson first down for the Polar Bears will take place from the 24-yard line. Witten will put a man in motion, and that is McKinney. He will turn. No, he'll give up inside. I missed that one. I thought he was turning to throw the pass, but he'll give it up inside, and I believe it was Lippert. So Cody Lippert in at fullback again, getting the call on first down. He'll pick up 1 yard.
They have had some success on those real quick hitters up the middle, but
Yeah.
but nothing like the cutback runs with Tarter.
Witten under center, Tarter behind him, 2 receivers each side. McKinney will go in motion, pitch to Tarter. McKinney will be the blocker. Tarter, and he makes one man miss and a number of Bobcats there to clean up the tackle. Tarter probably able to pick up 2 or 3 yards as he had to string that one out to the sideline.
Yeah, I noticed right there on that play that I guess it was a tight end, or maybe it was one of the inside wide receiver blocking down. Somebody had a hold of Chincher's jersey over there. He needs to do, they need to coach him to do a better job of trying to let the refs see that.
Yeah.
You need to fight against that. That way it's more obvious.
Big shout out to Tim Terry. I thought he was bringing us a coffee, but 15 seconds of fame for Tim Terry. Witten takes the snap. He'll turn, give to Tarter. Tarter stopped immediately, so the Bobcats dialing up the defense. That's going to make it 4th and 5 as Jason Tolson comes out of there flexing with some emotion on a big tackle and a big stop on Tarter.
Yeah, you should get excited when you make a big play like that. Big 4th down here for the Bobcats.
It is.
I need to watch maybe any play action pass or again the cutback run.
10:05 on the clock, and we're going to get a timeout called, I believe. So we get a quick timeout here with 10:05 on the clock. The referees are taking control of the situation, I believe. I was thinking about a quick commercial break, but looks like the team's coming back onto the field. The referee look like he's trying to tell somebody to sit down in front down there in the end zone, but I think it was somebody's headlights maybe on the vehicle. Witten back under center. And 4th and 5. Give to Tarter back in the backfield. And they will stop him as the pitch back there for Tarter. The defense comes up big. Ethan Bowling and Jason Tolson, big guys on the stop. Defense says, hey, we did a little talking in there at halftime, and we're not ready for this to be over. We got to play the 3rd and the 4th quarter yet.
Yeah, that's a big time stop here for this Bobcat defense, Rob. Get a short field for their offense.
Really
get
short
some
field.
Momentum here.
So Stacy, Corey Combs, and Jaden Gibson back here in the backfield with him. The pistol, he'll take the snap. He'll give to Gibson. Gibson lowers the shoulder and drive forward up to about the 30-yard line. So pickup of about 1 or 2. Second and 9, pickup of a yard.
Polar Bears look like they were expecting that maybe right there. Might be a good time for maybe a quick play action pass, something intermediate there. Drop the linebackers and hit something right behind them possibly.
Tencher, the tight end to the right. Corey Combs, a wing back behind him. Give to Gibson. Gibson off that right tackle, and he'll get up to about the 27-yard line. See where they mark it at. Back about to 27, I believe. 3rd and about 6 for the Bobcats. Holland will be the far receiver. Isaac Wheels Turner comes to the right. Backs in the backfield are Gibson and Corey Combs. Combs will flip sides, and he'll be the wing back behind Tencher at the tight end. And I think we're going to get a timeout. We'll get a quick timeout here by the Bobcats. We'll take it with them here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. We'll be right back.
Variety Pizza, located at 1189 Main Street in Jackson, has been family owned and operated for over 45 years, serving the community with fresh, homemade, and handcrafted pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. Carry out or stay and enjoy the newly renovated dining areas with private party spaces available. Stop by and see Lee and Al or call 666-5454 for Variety Pizza.
8:47 on the clock. Bobcats down 13-14 to the Polar Bears. Bracken County looking to extend things here in the third quarter, but the Bobcats coming up big and offensively trying to get into the end zone now as they're knocking on the door of their red zone. They're on the 27-yard line. Cats trying to get it into the end zone and get the lead back here in the third quarter. 8:47 on the clock. Ball on the 27, 3rd down and 6. Cats. Offense lined up. Stacy waiting on the call from Coach Moore. Once again, Tencher, the tight end to the left. One receiver each side of the field. Stacy takes a snap, fakes to Gibson. Going to throw across the middle of the field. It's caught by Tencher, and Tencher will be tackled in the end zone. So a touchdown courtesy of the senior, Brady Tencher again. Brady has come up big for the Cats defensively and offensively in the last 3 weeks, big time.
I really like the play call by
Yeah.
Coach Moore there. I think somebody was talking about a play action pass there just a little bit ago.
Great. What was his name?
I don't know.
A great catch by Tencher and able to get into the end zone after the tackle and then brought down into the end zone. Turn, give to Combs. Combs lowers his shoulder trying to get the 2-point conversion. It's going to be no good. So with 8:40 on the clock, that is a go time scoring drive for the Cats. Go time, refresh, refill, and refuel with 8 great locations to serve you. Cats go back up 19-14. A big shout out to a coworker of mine that down in the end zone under the touchdown tent, Dorn Howard and his grandkids. His grandson plays for East Carter, and they're ended up getting a bye this week as the team that they played was not able to play and decided to not play. So East Carter gets a bye, and Dorn and his grandkids down there under the tent here taking in the first round of the playoffs with the Bobcats and Bracken County.
Well, it was a good night for them to come to the Riverbank and catch a ball game. We've had a good one here tonight between the Bobcats and the Polar Bears.
Well, as we made mention earlier, Dorn Howard able to be here for the first spotting of the Polar Bear on the Riverbank.
Well, that is strange, isn't it?
Once again, Terry in to kick this one off from the 40. Gibson and Terry both will show the kickoff. And Terry will put the boot to it, and it's a short pooch kick across the middle. Line drive, going to take a bounce back to the 15. Tarter going to pick it up and go back towards the middle of the field. And he'll be tackled immediately.
Well, Tarter gets up to speed really quickly. He's got good acceleration.
Tackled by Braden Barnett. Good tackle by Barnett. Yeah, Tarter can really get up to speed quick. Yeah. I think that was all that kept us from being in the backfield when we played.
Yeah, it took me too long to build up a this team.
We're more like a diesel, like that train you was talking about.
Yeah. No, warm up.
Can't stop us once we get going, but it might take us a while.
I'm best downhill, too.
James Ogan's in at the nose guard for the Cats. Senior up front. Terry to the left, Bowling to the right up front. Whitten wanted to throw the screen pass. Now he's going to come out of there with it. He'll tuck it and he'll slide down. Pickup of about 3 for Whitten. Looked like a busted play. He turned to his left. He turned to his right. There was nobody there to throw to.
Yeah, that did look a little odd. I'm not sure if that was just really well covered or was some
strange.
Type of
So Whitten will go to the sideline to get the play call. And he'll come back into the huddle for the Polar Bears. 8:06 on the clock, 19-14. Cats up 5. Polar Bears with it on the 33-yard line. Second, about 6 for them. Whitten, 2 receivers each side. 3 each side. Trips to the right. Empty backfield. Whitten going to sit back to throw. Terry right on him as he throws. It's got a duck. And Caden Bowling with his hands up. Tarter unable to get to that one. It'll fall incomplete. And Braxton Terry chasing Whitten out of there and hit as he's thrown. And that duck able to sail through the air, but Tarter not able to make the catch. So it'll be 3rd now and 7.
Yeah, it's 2 straight plays with the empty backfield, wasn't it? They lined up in a.
Yeah, that's the first time they went into that. He just looked lost. He maybe busted play. He didn't have anybody to throw to. Looked like he wanted to throw the screen pass. But nobody was home. That time he went down the middle of the field. Now Whitten under center, trips to the left, Tarter in the backfield. They'll shove it to him, and he's going to be gobbled up right at the line of scrimmage. Drove back by the Bobcats. A number of Cats there for the stop.
We talked about halftime adjustments. It looks like the Bobcats have made that adjustment. They're looking for the cutback, and they've been able to stop that a couple times here in the second half.
Well, we talked about it earlier. This Bracken County Polar Bear team was only down 14-0 to Beechwood at halftime. So this ball club very capable of doing some things defensively and offensively both. They're showing punt right now.
Yeah, I hope they're aware that one of the up men there is the quarterback. It'll be an easy formation to think out here.
Right. They'll snap it almost over his head. He will get a foot to it. It's going to fall short. And it's going to roll up to the 50-yard line. And number 4 not able to get enough wind to move it any farther. No wind beneath his wings. That was a strange motion he was using there at the 50.
Can't blame him for trying.
I thought that was one of those new Fortnite moves I'd missed out on. So the punt by the Polar Bears takes the Cats to the 50-yard line where it'll be a People's Bank of Jackson first down. And we will say happy birthday to the center, Evan Miller, here on the Bobcats at the 50-yard line. Stacy takes a snap. He'll give in the backfield to Gibson. Gibson stiff arm, and he'll get up to about the 49 of the Polar Bears. We'll see where they spot it, just over the 50. So the ball almost to the right hash now for the Bobcats as the line will get lined back up. How old did you say Evan was? Cats getting set. Stacy waiting on the snap. He'll take it. Give inside to Gibson. Gibson, stiff arm and a hard drive, lower the shoulder. And Gibby able to pick up another yard or 2 after the tackle. Good run that time by Gibson.
Yeah, nice run by Gibson. Good hole open up there for by his offensive line.
Chris Neese talking to offensive line coach Casey Allen. Stacy getting set. Sawyer Hall pointing out the defense, and we got a false start call on the offense. One of the receivers moved early. So that 5-yard penalty will walk it back and make it 3rd and 9. Ball will be back to the 49-yard line. 5:46 on the clock here in the third quarter. 19-14. Bobcats over the Polar Bears. It's feeling kind of polar.
It is. I think they might have brought some
Was
cold
that the
air with
Polar
them.
Express you was talking about earlier, that train you was
That was
riding?
it. And I was talking about Thomas the Train.
Stacy sits back, throws across the middle of the field. He's got a long ball, and he's got Isaac Wills Turner open and into the end zone. It doesn't take long for Dylan Stacy to look down the field and see his favorite receiver, Isaac Wills Turner. And it doesn't take long for Isaac to make it a People's Bank of Jackson scoring drive for the Cats.
Yeah, that was just well executed there. Good blocking up front. Stacy, identified the open receiver, great throw, catch and run.
You kind of feel like the Bobcats were sitting here in the first half taking some punches like Sylvester Stallone used to. Let's see what you got. Throw us another one. Give me another one. They're going to go for two. Stacy floats it into the end zone. Nobody home. 2-point conversion is no good. It'll go incomplete, but with 5:22 on the clock, that People's Bank of Jackson scoring drive brought to you courtesy of Stacy and Isaac Wills Turner, and that'll make it 25-14 here in the third quarter.
If the Bobcats are able to get out of here with a win tonight, Rob, then I would say that 2-point conversions may be something they work on.
Yeah, I think so.
Week. And just in case you find yourself in a position where you have to go for two.
You may just want to kick the extra point.
Yeah.
Wills is what? Third touchdown reception. 5:22 on the clock here in the third. I'd like to say special thanks to our sponsors. People's Bank of Jackson, Go Time, and Steak and Shake, always sponsoring our first down drives and our scoring plays. A very important part of our game, and we say special thanks to them. Also, thanks to Jackson Physical Therapy and Colby Watts, Jiffy Mart, Law Office of Darrell Harrell, Hutch Automotive and Tire Works, Southern Woods Heating and Air, and Breathitt Automotive. Terry will kick it, and they'll kick away from Tarter. Ball going to stay in bounds up to about the 15-yard line before it jumps out of bounds. I think they're going to mark it about the 17 or 18-yard line. So with 5:22 on the clock, the Polar Bears will take the go time first down from the 35-yard line.
Yeah, the Bobcats, so far they've owned the third quarter here. They need to finish strong here and get another stop. And
Waylon Abner coming in for James Ogans up inside for the Cats. Waylon, a very versatile lineman for the Cats, very important part of this offensive line. He's very humble and he's a quiet player. Does a lot of work for the Cats and doesn't get a lot of recognition, but I tell you what, he's one of the best linemen in the state. Witten under center. He'll turn, and there's the reverse. And the reverse receiver is Tarter. And Tarter still on his feet, taken down at the 50-yard line by Corey Combs. So that time, the pitch from Witten went back to number 4. And number 4 is Greg Benedict. And Benedict able to make the double handoff to Tarter.
Yeah, the Bobcats are going to have to do a good job of identifying where Tarter is. If he's not the man in the backfield, if they've got him split out, you've got to think he's there for a reason.
He's there for a reason. So that'll be a People's Bank of Jackson first down for the Polar Bears as they'll get it up to the 49-yard line. Witten back under center in the I formation. 2 receivers to the left. Witten takes a snap. First back through is Cody Lippard, and he'll be tackled by Ethan Bowling immediately at the line of scrimmage.
Ethan Bowling's had some good plays here for the Bobcats here tonight on some of those inside runs, having himself a good game.
Terry and Combs talking things over there right after the play. Good leadership on this defense, not only by the seniors on this ball club, but everybody out there on that field got plenty of experience. 4:06 on the clock. Polar Bears 2nd and 9 from the 50-yard line. Witten will sit back, empty backfield. He's going to throw it. He goes long. Ball is up in the air. Look out. Almost intercepted by Caden Bowling, but it'll be incomplete. Pass intended for, you guessed it, number 32, Tarter.
Yeah, I don't blame Coach Tarter at all for a play like that, trying to get a quick score on the board when you're down 11 points. We've had some great coverage here by the Bobcats. Whenever they have attempted to throw the ball, good job by Bowling there. Was right on the receiver and able to knock it down.
The ball kind of hung up there in the air for a few minutes, and Isaac Wheels Turner and Caden Bowling both kind of looking at each other. Are you going to take that interception or you want me to? And Caden able to sky up, knock it down. It goes incomplete, brings up 3rd and long. Witten going to throw quick to the sideline to Tarter, and he's drilled out of bounds. Stayed on his feet.
Yeah, another good play over there by Wesley Abner, able to come up and force on the, not on the run, but on the quick pass there. Nice defensive play. Good way to read and react to what the offense is doing.
Great defensive play by Wes Abner. Great senior on the defensive squad, making a stop, much needed here in the 3rd quarter. And it's going to be 4th and about 8 yards for the Polar Bears. And Witten will come back in to the huddle. Coach Tarter going to elect to go for it, you think? And he'll call timeout. We'll take it with them here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. We'll be right back after this message.
Kentucky Farm Bureau agents wear a lot of hats. They're coaches, volunteers, church members, neighbors, someone who's there when you need them, especially when you need them most. That may be a lot of hats, but they're all the perfect fit. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
3:48 on the clock as the timeout will come to an end. 25-14, Cats up over the Polar Bears. Ball on the 48-yard line of Bobcat territory. Folks, we have a great time here at the Riverbank. Well, we have a great time anywhere we set up. I don't know. There's never a dull moment with this cast and this crew for Bluegrass Sports Nation. I can't say enough. It's probably the last time this year. It is the last time this year we'll be set up at the Riverbank here at the home stadium. And I want to say special thanks to all the cast and crew here at Bluegrass Sports Nation and all you fans for watching at home. You know, we couldn't do it without our sponsors, couldn't do it without our fans, and that's why we're here. Witten going to get set, empty backfield. Trips right, 2 receivers to the left. Witten drops back. Chased out of there by Braxton Terry. He's going to throw another duck. Caden Bowling setting up shop, but Tarter makes a catch. And Braden Barnett can't make the stop, and Tarter is going to be brought down at the 1-yard line. Fans behind us wanting a holding call way back here in the backfield.
Well, I think they've got a point. There was something that could have been called there, but, it's hard to see everything that goes on the football field. But, Terry was coming around the corner, put some pressure on Witten right there, and the refs didn't get it.
It is hard to see everything, but when a guy's coming around the corner waving an arm because another offensive player has you clotheslined,
that's kind of easy to see. But they eyes must have been downfield looking at
true. 25-14, 3:12 on the clock. Witten, here we go again with this direct snap to Tarter, and he's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown for the Polar Bears. And that confusion play again, that's what we'll call it, as Witten looks like he's confused, and we got a flag here right at the goal line after the play. So the white hat going to make the call, and he's walking over to the Polar Bear sideline. I believe it's going to be a personal foul on the Bobcats, I believe. I'm just waiting to see what the call is, but that looked like what the initial notion will be. unsportsmanlike conduct on the Bobcats. So with 3:04 on the clock, the penalty and the Polar Bears will take the 2-point conversion from the 3-yard line. Whitten will come into the huddle to call the play. So the Polar Bears hanging around. They're going to stay right in this one, Eric. They're not going to go. They're going to go down fighting if they go down. Whitten, 2 backs in the backfield. Whitten tries to get the push, and he doesn't. Quarterback keeper is going to be no good, so it'll make it 25-20. Cats stay up with a 5-point lead. That time, the touchdown courtesy of Tarter as he caught the reception, got into the end zone. Tarter continues, like you said, he's out there for a reason. If he's going to be out in no man's land by himself as a receiver, he's out there for a reason. Whitten going to be looking for him to throw the ball.
Yeah, I think this Bobcat defense, they need to make it a point to identify him wherever he's lined up. If he's not in the backfield, then they need to be aware of that, because it looks like if he's at a wide receiver position, they're going to be targeting him.
Yeah. Special thanks again to Dr. Stephen Howard Chiropractic, YPK Motorsports, the Rose Brothers Department Store, PDQ Sales and Service, Lakeside Homes, Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply, Family Pharmacy and Hometown Pharmacy, Variety Pizza, Breathitt County Farm Bureau, Appalachian Regional Healthcare, the law offices of David A. Johnson, and Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson. So the Polar Bears will be kicking off from the 40-yard line, and they'll a little onside kick. Goes through one line of Breathitt receivers and back to the second line, and it'll be recovered by Alex Strong, I believe, over on that sideline in front of the Polar Bears.
Yeah.
So the People's Bank of Jackson, first down, will have the Bobcats at the 41-yard line, their own territory, looking to get to at least the 49 on the other side of the 50 to get the first down.
Yeah, I'd like to see a drive here by the Bobcats, Rob, that ends up putting points on the board, but in the process runs a lot of time off the clock here.
You got any dry firewood? It's trying to build a fire up here. So the Cats offense back onto the field. They'll be on the 41. And the screenplay over to John Carter Holland. He'll pick it up, and he'll get up to about the 44. Let's see where they'll mark it. Maybe going to give him the 43-yard line. Going to be in the middle of the 43 and the 44. Pickup of about 2.5 yards on the screenplay. Stacy getting set. He'll go to work. Give inside to Gibson, and Gibson slides down as one of the Polar Bears down on him, but Gibson lost his footing that time. So it'll be 3rd down and 10 now from the 41. Ball back to the original line of scrimmage with a loss of 2 yards.
That's about the 3rd or 4th time we've seen a player lose their footing out here tonight, Rob.
Receivers and some of the skill players changing zip codes as they'll flip sides of the field. Offense checks their bands, and they'll go to work from the 41-yard line. Stacy with Gibson just to his right. Fake to Gibson. He'll sit back in the pocket, throws across the middle of the field. Ball tipped, and it'll be incomplete. Pass intended for Corey Combs is tipped, and Tancher not able to clean it up either. 2 receivers there close was Tancher and Combs. And that will bring in the punt team.
Well defended there. You usually don't have 2 receivers that close together.
Yeah.
I wonder if somebody was a little confused on the...
Possibly. Braxton Terry in to punt it away with 1:40 here in the 3rd. Colin Combs with a good snap. Terry puts the boot to it, and it's a good kick. It's going to hit Tarter back around the 20-yard line. He's still on his feet, runs into one guy, got a flag down.
Be a block in the back right there, I believe.
And we'll get 2 flags down. So Tarter makes the catch back around the 20. He's up to about the 25. Yeah. Smells electrical. I'd like to have an electric blanket. The temperature has dropped here. That's what it is. So the penalty on the Polar Bears will walk them back a little farther closer to the end zone. So they're backs to the end zone now. Waylon Abner back in there at nose guard. Ethan Bowling and Braxton Terry at the tackles. Corey Combs, Jason Tolson, Braden Barnett, Brady Tincher. Also in on defense. Man in motion, I believe, was McKinney. And the Bobcats going to make the tackle right around the line of scrimmage. Maybe a pickup of 2 yards after the initial hit for Tarter. Spot the ball. I don't think it's just past the 15-yard line, maybe close to the 16. It's going to be 2nd and 9, 1 minute and 6 seconds on the clock. Bobcats up 25-20 here in the first round of the University of Kentucky Sports Medicine High School Football Playoffs. Whitten going to make the pitch over to Tarter. Tarter around the right corner, still on his feet. Tries to make a man miss, and he's going to drive forward up to about the 23, 24-yard line.
Yeah, that was a nice gain there for Tarter, but the Bobcats are doing a better job on their pursuit angles. He's not able to find the big gain there on the cutback so far here in the second half.
Waiting on my buddy Darren Fisher to move that down marker, and he does. Looks like it's going to be 3rd and about 2. A very long 1 yard, if it's 1. It's going to be 10 seconds on the play clock. It'll continue to tick. We'll see if the Polar Bears are able to get this one off. 2, 1, and they'll let the clock run out. As that'll bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll take a commercial break here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. We'll be back.
Call the professionals at Big Blue Heating and Air. Residential and commercial, we provide HVAC and refrigeration services, including installations, replacements, and repairs. Plus, we're available 24/7 for emergencies. With over a decade of experience, we provide honest, friendly, and dependable service. And you can relax knowing your family's comfort is our top priority. Serving Montgomery, Clark, Bath, Powell, and other neighboring counties. Big Blue Heating and Air. No job too big, no job too small.
Jackson Physical Therapy is your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic, serving Jackson and the surrounding areas. Owned by Colby Watts, Jackson Physical Therapy has a talented and experienced staff ready to meet all your physical therapy needs. Jackson Physical Therapy is a proud supporter of our local youth and sports teams. Call JPT at 666-9293 to schedule your appointment today and let us improve your quality of life.
We are back at the Mike Holcomb Athletic Complex. Good to see Coach Holcomb down there before the game. Want to make quick mention, I always give my buddy Jace Combs a shout out, and Jace Combs probably had one of the most original and best Halloween costumes I could think of last week, as he dressed up with the beanie hat and lanyards and all, and looked just like Coach Kenneth Shorty Combs for Halloween. And a great job by Jace picking a costume. Whitten and the Polar Bears get set. 2 receivers to the right, Tarter in the backfield behind him. Fullback in the eye is Lippert, and they'll give to Lippert, and he'll be met at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of a yard. I don't know if he got back to the line of scrimmage. I believe he did, yeah. So 3rd and be 4th now. That was the 3rd down. It'll be 4th and about a long 2 yards. I don't know what the referees are talking about here at midfield. Maybe where the
They're going to measure.
I don't know what. Are they going to measure that?
Yeah.
Beechwood over Danville at the half, 43-0. So, needless to say, Beechwood will be moving on in that end of the second round of the playoffs. Special thanks again to Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson, serving the financial needs of Breathitt County. Big Blue Heating and Air. Call Big Blue Heating and Air for all your HVAC needs. Factor Grigsby, the best in telephone, television, and internet, serving Breathitt, Perry, Knott, Letcher, and Leslie counties. Thanks again to all those fine sponsors. We appreciate you guys for being on our stream here tonight on Bluegrass Sports Nation. Been with us all season long. 11:52 on the clock. 4th down and 1. A short one for the Polar Bears. We've seen them be very successful with Whitten coming in as a quarterback keeper, and we've also seen them be successful on the goal line, that 2-point conversion in the Wildcat confusion play.
Yeah.
They'll line up in the I formation with Lippert behind. Oh, he's just off to the left, I believe. Offset, maybe? Hard to tell. We get a quarterback keeper for Whitten, but we'll get a false start penalty on the Polar Bears. So that'll march them back 5 yards. And now it'll be 4th and 6, Eric Collins.
Yeah. Yeah, deciding to punt here again. You know, the Bobcats need to recognize that the quarterback is one of the. I mean, I'm sure they have a block or two out of this formation.
Isaac Fields Turner back deep for the Cats. 11:15 on the clock. Polar Bears will put the boot to it, and it's going to fall. Nobody touched it, but it'll take a roll back to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, no,
the Bobcats.
Fortunate there for the Bobcats. It wasn't the best punt for the Polar Bears. They're going to have decent field position to get started here, right?
Yeah, the Cats will take over. It'll be a People's Bank of Jackson first down. People's Bank working together to build success. First down coming from the 46-yard line. Bobcats in their own territory. Great field position.
Yeah, great field position. We're in the 4th quarter now. They got the lead. You know, it would be great to see them eat up a few minutes off the clock and then get another score and push it out to a 2-score lead on the Polar Bears.
Stacy waiting on the snap. He'll give it to Gibson. Gibson with a blocker. He'll hurdle one man past the line of scrimmage. Got a flag coming from the backfield. Gibson up to the 50, but we'll wait to see what the penalty flag is on. Once again, I'll call out to see if anybody has any dry firewood. Me and Matt's over here got the shivers. So the penalty will go against Bracken County. And that'll be a People's Bank of Jackson. First down for the Cats as the chains will move on the penalty. And that'll move them all the way up to the 35-yard line. Offense looks to their bands. Stacy will make the call and he'll get set. Give to Gibson up inside. He bounces back, cuts to the right, back. And he makes one man miss and he's still on his feet looking towards the corner of the end zone. Jaden Gibby Gibson rumbles into the end zone for a score with 10:36 on the clock in the 4th. The Bobcats punch it in. And that'll be a go time scoring drive for the Cats as Gibson cuts it up inside, bears it off to the right, and then finds the sideline. He had a blocker over there. And John Carter Holland with the block.
They're going to ask them, there until they give the signal.
Well, that's what you get when you get referees that aren't from town.
Well,
Not from this region, I should say. So Braxton Terry will come on now to kick the extra point. 10:36 on the clock. Cats up 31-20. Referee's little pitch and catch, throwing the ball around. Miss Stacy will hold for Terry on the extra point. There's the snap. Terry's kick is up, splits the uprights and good. That'll make it 32-20. 10:36 on the clock here in the fourth quarter. Bobcats continue to bring out the heavyweight punches. That time, Jaden Gibson delivers the knockout into the end zone. 10:36. Cats up 12. An important score for the Cats late in the ball game.
Yeah, that was a well-executed play there for the Bobcats. Up front, they got a great push. They just kind of blew the defensive line off the ball. And, Gibson got a good burst and then cut it to the outside. Showed some good speed on that right there, Rob.
Really did. Gibby with a good run. He's used to lowering his shoulder and really picking up yards after the tackle. But that time we're able to see Gibson's speed as he found that corner and made one man miss. I believe it was number 85. And then he was just gone. He was out of there.
Yeah, he's really the Bobcats kind of between the tackles guy, him and Corey Combs.
Yeah.
And, it's nice to see him get a run where he can kind of make something move, make something happen in the second, third level.
It was Noah Bachman that tried to make the tackle. It was a 35-yard run for Gibson. Gibson and Terry once again showing the trickery on the kickoff. We'll see who makes the kick. Terry will put the boot to it, and it sails back. Going to go back about the 12-yard line and be handled by Tarter. Tarter looks to the sideline, and he's brought down right around the 25. Brought down by Caden Bowling and Kylan Combs and Alex Strong.
Tarter, he's 5'8", 195 according to the roster here. Young man, like you said earlier, he's got some speed, but he's got great balance and power. He's very difficult to bring down.
Yeah. Trumbo also in on the tackle that time, getting some congratulatory high fives.
Dalton is shook up. He's asking to come out of the game there, Rob.
And he's kind of holding that left arm. So Tarter,
yeah, he's.
We'll go to a quick commercial break. We got an injury on the field. We'll be right back after this message.
Variety Pizza, located at 1189 Main Street in Jackson, has been family owned and operated for over 45 years, serving the community with fresh, homemade, and handcrafted pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. Carry out or stay and enjoy the newly renovated dining areas with private party spaces available. Stop by and see Lee and Al or call 666-5454 for Variety Pizza.
People's Bank is proud to continue to invest in the Bluegrass State. Our team has years of experience right here in Eastern Kentucky. By partnering with People's Bank, we provide solutions, not just products. Our vision is to be the best community bank in America, and we would love a chance to earn your business. People's Bank, working together, building success.
10:30 on the clock, back to the action. Handoff made in the backfield to number 4. That is Greg Benedict. Defense takes over at the line of scrimmage and puts Benedict down. Tarter got off the field. I think that's him walking back onto the field now. So Tarter went off the field just a moment ago, one play ago. Now we've got another polar bear down on the field. We'll take another opportunity to take a break. We'll be right back after this commercial.
Go Time is a locally owned and operated convenience store that has all your wants and needs in one stop. We have everything from quick snacks and cool drinks, a full-service deli, fresh coffee bar, soft-serve ice cream, and milkshakes. Also, make sure to check out our Little Caesars pizzas. Go Time, where the customer always comes first. Refuel your tank, refill your cup, and refresh your taste buds all in one stop at Go Time.
Kentucky Farm Bureau agents wear a lot of hats. They're coaches, volunteers, church members, neighbors, someone who's there when you need them, especially when you need them most. That may be a lot of hats, but they're all the perfect fit. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Back to the action here in the first round of the playoffs. Breathitt hosting Bracken County and holding on to a 12-point lead here in the fourth quarter. Been back and forth action all night. Bobcats up 32-20. 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Whitten up under center. He'll turn and he'll pitch it to Tarter. Tarter going to throw deep. Got somebody open, and that's number 12. Intended receiver was Brevard. Jordan Brevard open.
Well, the Bobcats are lucky. They were caught with their pants down right there, completely unawares. That should have been 6 points for the Polar Bears. Fortunately, they weren't able to make the completion.
The halfback pass was wide open for Brevard, and Tarter sits back, throws after the pitch from Whitten, falls incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 10.
When you run the ball as well as Bracken County has, that's when you can attempt plays like that.
Whitten trying to get them to the line of scrimmage, calls for the snap, but it's too late. Delay a game. Did they get a timeout? We've got another timeout. We'll keep it here and say thanks to our sponsors. Once again, we appreciate all you guys for taking part in Bluegrass Sports Nation streams all season long. Thanks again to Jackson Physical Therapy and Colby Watts. Jiffy Mart, get in and out in a jiffy. Law Office of Darrell Harold with over 30 years of taking care of the legal needs of Breathitt County. Hutch Automotive and Tire Works, your home in Jackson for CarQuest Auto Parts. Southern Woods Heating and Air for all your heating and cooling needs. Breathitt Automotive with new owner Dustin Kilburn for all your car care needs. Dr. Stephen Howard Chiropractic. If you've been injured, call Dr. Howard. He can help. YPK Motorsports. In-stock machines ready for your family's next outdoor adventure. Rose Brothers Department Store with locations in Jackson and Bataville. PDQ Sales and Service, formerly Jackson Wholesale, serving the wholesale needs of Eastern Kentucky. And Lakeside Homes. If you're looking for a new home, be sure and stop by Lakeside Homes for a great deal. 9:44 on the clock. Both teams back onto the field now. 32-20, Cats up. Polar Bears with the ball in their own territory. 3rd and 10. Ball on the 25-yard line. Whitten, two backs, one beside him, is Lippert, and he'll fake the throw short to Tarter. He'll throw to 85, and the ball comes out, but he covers it back up, I believe. That was Noah Bachman. Looked like he wanted to throw to Tarter. He pointed that direction and pumped, but then he went deep and threw it to Noah Bachman, number 85, and that'll be a People's Bank of Jackson first down for the Polar Bears. They'll move the chains with 9:29 on the clock, ball sitting on the 42-yard line.
It did kind of look like Tarter was his first read there, where he wanted to go, which usually, the back swinging out like that is your dump down guy, but he's such a big part of their offense.
Whitten looks downfield. He's trying to dump it short, chased out there by Terry, airs it up, throws to the sideline, incomplete. Oh, come on.
That could possibly be on
I think it's on Whitten. So Terry able to deliver the hit on Whitten as Whitten throws it out of bounds. And I believe we'll see. We'll see how they determine. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Polar Bears, as Whitten, I think, was
I think he
holding
said
on to the. I think he did, yeah. I think he decided we better call that when he heard all the fans behind us. Somebody behind us is really loud. 9:08 on the clock. The unsportsmanlike against Bracken County and Whitten.
I think he hurt the referee's feelings right there.
Well, possibly. So they'll walk it back, and it'll be second in the Walmart parking lot. Okay. Looks like about 27-yard line. 25, yep, 27. So Whitten going to come back out. Tarter behind him. 2 receivers each side now for the Polar Bears. Corey Combs showing blitz. He'll back out there. Whitten looks to throw. He's got Lippert going across the middle, and we got number 21 going deep, and it's incomplete. Intended for Lippert, or McKinney. My bad. That was Lucas McKinney. Good coverage by the DBs here of the Bobcats.
The Bobcats have had excellent coverage here tonight, with the exception of this one play down here. Well,
yeah,
the 2 plays. The one, the halfback pass, and then the one that Tarter caught.
That halfback pass scared me, and from a coach's standpoint, that's something that you're going to hold in the playbook, because it was really up to your players to make the play. Those guys were open.
Yeah,
I think that was Brevard that was streaking down the field open, and that's something they may come back to if needed here in the fourth quarter. Whitten sits back in the pocket. He's going to throw. He'll go back towards the sideline. He's got Bachman over there, and it's going to go incomplete, tipped out of bounds. I think that was Wes Abner that would knock it down. Another good defensive play by the Cats. Seems like the Polar Bears have been right in this area working for 10 minutes now.
Yeah.
It's 8:57 on the clock. The referee will spot the ball. 4th and 25. Abner going to come off the field. Wayland out, and the Polar Bears will punt. Back deep is Isaac Wills Turner, and he'll field it. And they're hanging on for dear life, but he'll go down. Good tackle made. I believe that was Tarter. Tarter on the tackle of Isaac Wills Turner. And that will bring up a People's Bank of Jackson. First down for the Cats, and it'll take place from the 43-yard line. 8:48 on the clock here in the fourth quarter from the Riverbank.
Yeah, that unsportsmanlike on Whitten there was a big penalty for the Polar Bears, Rob. It really did set them back, kind of.
Yeah.
Really kind of took that drive out of their hands.
There's still a lot of fight left in the Polar Bears. So lining up defensively, we'll see if the Cats can try to run out some clock. They give it up inside to Corey Combs. He'll bounce back and forth, still on his feet. Takes a man with him. Yeah, that was Corey Combs. Pickup of about 8 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 2 for the Cats. Good run by Corey. Young man does a great job every time they call his number. He just makes the best of his opportunity. A great run by Corey there, pickup of 8.
Yeah, we'd love to see him get more touches on the offensive side, but the Bobcats just have so many players that are able to fill that role for him that he doesn't get as many as I'm sure he'd like to get.
One receiver each side of Stacy. He'll wait on the snap, and he'll give again to Corey Combs. Corey up inside, picks up the first. Stiff arm, and he's on the ground, and he's running towards the end zone. He's got one man to beat. Tried to make the spin on Tarter. Loses his footing and goes down. Tarter gives him a pat on the back. Big first down again for Corey Combs. People's Bank of Jackson sponsoring our first down drives. People's Bank working together to build success. Corey Combs successful on another run. Big pickup of yards. Looked like he was getting ready to make that spin and cut back, and Flag down next to the Polar Bear sideline. There's the white hat and the line judge will talk it over.
What was there, something burning around here?
Well, that is
don't
the
smell
electric blankets, I believe, plugged in. I don't, not for sure, but
That must be
smells
one heavy
electrical.
duty, must be a heavy duty electrical blanket.
So the penalty goes against the Polar Bears. Sideline warning, and the offense will line up and go to work. 7:28 on the clock. Snap, pitch from Stacy to Holland. Holland up inside, going to be brought down after a pickup of about
Yeah, the Bobcats fortunate that
2 or
wasn't
3.
that didn't go negative
Yeah,
for 'em right there.
it looked like a busted play. Stacy went to pitch it up inside. Carter able to make a play on it, and they'll say a gain of about 2, I think, on the carry. Ball looks to be sitting on about the 14-yard line. Deep into Polar Bear territory. Cats back in business. They'll give it to Corey Combs. Corey with a blocker. Sawyer Hall. Corey still on his feet. Drugged down by Bachman. Over around the numbers next to the Polar Bear sideline, around the 10-yard line. So see where they spot this one. The 3rd and about 1 yard for the Cats. 6:23 on the clock. 32-20. Cats trying to extend the lead a little bit. Gibson will come out of the game, and Braden Barnett will come in. Seven seconds on the play clock. Take the snap with 1 on the clock. Give to Barnett. Barnett around the side. Is that
Barnett
is that Barnett or Combs?
I think that's Combs.
That's Combs. Hard to tell the difference between that 9 and that 0. So Corey Combs gets rewarded. And it goes around the corner and in the end zone for a Steak and Shake scoring drive for the Cats. Steak and Shake of Hazard, famous for the great milkshakes and steak burgers. Corey Combs, famous for yards and touchdowns.
Yeah, Combs, he was a workhorse on that drive for the Bobcats. I'm glad he was able to get it in end zone there.
5:53 on the clock. The extra point by Cherry is good, and that'll make it 39-20. So 5:53 on the clock. Cats find the end zone again and tack on another 7 points, make it 39-20. Thanks again to all of our sponsors. We'll continue to read through some of those while we wait on the kickoff. Thanks to Jackson Electric and Plumbing Supply. Stop by and see Scott for all your electrical, plumbing, heating, septic, and appliance parts. Family Pharmacy and Hometown Pharmacy, great people who have your safety at heart. They remind you that they've always been proud supporters of the Bobcats. Variety Pizza, your home for the best pizza in Jackson, along with their famous hoagies. And Breathitt County Farm Bureau with agents Chuck Price and Seth Holland. Big on commitment, big on Kentucky, and Chuck and Seth are big on Breathitt County. Best of luck to Coach Seth Holland and those middle school Bobcats.
Yeah, absolutely.
As they travel to Shelby County tomorrow, take on the Christian Academy of Louisville in the state semifinals of the middle school playoffs. And Appalachian Regional Healthcare System of Appalachian operating 13 hospitals in eastern Kentucky. Terry will put the boot to it. It'll sail to the 20 and bounce out of bounds. So that'll be a People's Bank of Jackson first down from the Polar Bears, and they're going to spot it. 20, yeah, it should go to the 35-yard line with the ball going out of bounds. Thanks to the law offices of David A. Johnson. Call David and his staff. They are the car wreck professionals. Citizens Bank and Trust. of Jackson. Serving the financial needs of Breathitt County, check out the free CBTJ mobile app, banking right on your mobile device. 2 receivers each side of the field for the Polar Bears. Whitten with Tarter behind him. He'll put Lippert in motion. Whitten takes a snap, turns, pitches to Tarter, and he'll hand it back off. There's the reverse. And that, my friends, is Braxton Terry. Braxton was waiting on that double reverse handoff. And he introduced himself, I believe. Was that number 4 that got the second handoff? 12. That was Brevard. So a good tackle by Terry as he was ready for that one. Trips to the left for the Polar Bears. 1 receiver to the right. Tarter back in the backfield. Whitten takes a snap, sets back to throw. Flushed out of the pocket, throws across the middle of the field. Picked off by Isaac Wills Turner again. Wills over to the sideline, up the right side. 1 man to beat, and it's Tarter. And Isaac Wills Turner will rumble into the end zone. And Isaac Wills Turner, once again, Johnny on the spot. Another interception here tonight. 4:49 on the clock. That is a go time. Scoring play for the Cats. Go time with 8 great locations to serve you. Refresh, refill, and refuel at go time.
You know, Rob, I've been watching the Polar Bears here the last couple of plays, and I was going to say there's been a change in their demeanor, their body language after the last Breathitt score. And it's especially right after that as they were going over to the sideline and coming out. You know, that's a look of a team that's been somewhat demoralized here. And, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know, they don't have a lot of kids on the sideline for waiting to come in and
no, they don't.
And change out troops, if you will. The kick by Terry was no good, but there's a penalty on the kick. So they're going to back it up 5 yards and re-kick it. But you make mention of that, and you know, they don't have a lot of kids to sub in and out. You know, we've continued to call the same names: Bachman, Brevard, Lippert, Tarter, Whitten. Those guys are the same guys making the tackles on defense too and making big plays. So, you know, they're playing both sides of the ball. Going to be a great ball team. A lot of these guys are sophomores on the field for them.
Yeah, very talented team.
And not to take anything away from them, but they've played a ball game, and it's hard to play 48 minutes like that. And got another flag. I think they're just trying to let Braxton warm up.
You know, you mentioned the size of the team. I counted. There's 18 guys, 18 players dressed on the sideline.
Yeah.
You know, so that gives them about 29 dressed here tonight. You know, that's not a big ball team. Like you said, I mean, if a guy or two were to go down, there's not a lot of people to step up behind them. But now they do have some talent. They've got some talented running backs, the quarterback's a talent. They've got some good-looking linemen as well. Yeah. So there is talent on the team.
So the extra point backed up to the 20-yard line, and we got another whistle. I think they're just giving Braxton some time to warm up. So there's the whistle. There's the snap. The kick from the 20 for the extra point. He sticks a foot in it, and the ball sails through the end zone back to the greenhouse. So finally, the extra point by Terry is up and good, and that'll make it 46-20 with 4:49 on the clock. The extra point record, maybe. Just leave that up to Darren Back. He seems like somebody that'd be good at that. Yeah. Not Darren. $4:49 on the clock left in this one here in the fourth quarter. Coach Shorty Combs talking things over with the kickoff team. Terry will take the tee out to the 40-yard line. Back deep for the Polar Bears again is Tarter. Yeah, you made a good point, Eric. The demeanor of the Polar Bears maybe not what it was earlier in the game. We talk a lot about body language. Young team with a lot to look forward to. Number 50 going to make the reception for the Polar Bears, and he'll be tackled by Alex Strong, Colby Bird, Jason Tolson.
Just to kind of build on what you were talking about a second ago about them not having the biggest roster, that you don't have a lot of players at your disposal when you have a number 50 and a number 77 on the second line of the kickoff return team.
True.
Those guys have been playing offensive line all night long.
Yep.
So.
I think that was probably the problem earlier, that headlights coming from the parking lot down there.
Yeah. Well, they turned the high beams off now.
Yeah, they finally turned the high beams down. Polar Bears back at the 35-yard line for their People's Bank 1st and 10. Witten trips to the left. He'll pitch to Tarter. And he'll go down around the 35 as he slipped and came down to the line of scrimmage. A lot of players losing their footing here tonight. Colby Bird will be coming in on the defense for Braxton Terry. .417 on the clock. Actually, a loss of a yard on the play to make it 2nd and 11 for the Polar Bears. Witten. And we got another confusion play as they'll direct snap it to Tarter. And a low. James Ogans loses his helmet on the play. The direct snap to Tarter in the backfield, and Tarter will pick up about 2 yards, I believe, maybe 3. It was 2nd and 11. Looks like he's Braxton Terry will come back onto the field as Ogans has to come off with the loss of the helmet. .353 on the clock, 46-20. Polar Bears. What was the penalty flag? Oh, that's a new one on me. I just thought if you lost your helmet, you lost your helmet. I didn't realize there was a penalty if you continue playing. But he was right in the middle of it. It's hard for him to get out of the play. So that'll be a People's Bank 1st down for the Polar Bears as they'll get it past the 50 up to the 49-yard line of the Bobcats. Witten puts a man in motion. And they'll pitch back to Tarter. Tarter with a halfback pass again. Nice pass. And it is caught. Nice catch. I was kind of expecting them to throw a flag on that celebration, but they didn't. So the pass complete from Tarter on the halfback pass. And a pass caught, I believe, by number 23. That was Andrew Kirk. So that'll be a People's Bank 1st down for the Polar Bears with 3:27 on the clock as they'll move it down to the 23-yard line. Witten hands it off to Tarter. Tarter tries to get around the right corner and does. And he'll be stopped by 7 or 8 Bobcats. Austin Barker, Ethan Bowling, Colby Bird, Corey Combs, Alex Strong, and Braden Barnett, Jason Tolson all in on the stop.
Rob,
2nd and 7.
The demeanor of this team may have changed, but their effort hasn't. They're still playing hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the reality set in that it's going to be difficult to come back from 26 down with under 3 minutes, but, they're still giving it all they've got.
So Whitten with Tarter behind him, 2 receivers each side, and he'll put Cody Lippert in motion, and we'll get a flag. The whistle. False start on the offense, so the Polar Bears will have to walk it back 5 yards. I think that penalty will be called on Andrew Kirk over there on the left side, right in front of the line judge. He's the receiver. And 2 receivers each side again for Whitten. Tarter in the backfield as the halfback. He'll put Lippert in motion, fake it up front, and he wants to throw quick. Looking across the field, he's going to be flushed out of there, throws short, and it's incomplete. Ball intended for Noah Bachman, and it'll be right in the turf right as he tried to catch it, so it's incomplete. 2:14 now on the clock, 46-20, Cats up. Polar Bears, as you made mention, continue to fight, Eric. They've not, like you said, I think it's kind of set in on them, but they continue to play hard and continue to look for opportunities to get a first down, try to get the score.
Yeah, what they're going through right now is kind of hard to explain. When you know that your season's about to end, that's a bad feeling. You've put in a lot of hard work over the summer and through the season and getting to the playoffs, and you know that it's about to be over. My demeanor would change as well.
Ball up inside, and we got flags everywhere again with 2:08 on the clock. Polar Bears run it up inside. We got a penalty, and it's going to be, I believe, on the Bobcats. 3 referees talking it over. Like the flag from the spot of the foul, maybe. I don't know. Face mask on the Bobcats. That'll be an automatic first. People's Bank of Jackson first down for the Polar Bears as they'll march closer to the end zone. People's Bank and Trust of Jackson working together to build success. Polar Bears move the chains on the penalty. Looking for some success here. Trying to get it into the end zone. Whitten trips to the left. Single receiver to the right. Tarter in the backfield behind him. Take the snap. Direct pitch to Tarter. Makes one man miss, still on his feet. Makes another Bobcat miss, and he's finally brought down by 3 or 4 Bobcats over in the vicinity of the Polar Bear sideline, right at the numbers. Looks like he's up close to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, there's no quitting that young man right there. Tarter, he's had a heck of a ball game. I'm sure he's got a bright future ahead of him for the Polar Bears the next couple of years.
Yep, sophomore. He'll be a strong team coming back next year. Good leadership on this ball club, too. Whitten with Lippert and Tarter in the backfield. The turn, drop back to pass. Looks for the long throw, looking to the end zone. He's got it, and it's intercepted. No, it's knocked down. Almost intercepted by Alex Strong. 54 seconds on the clock, 46-20. Cats will get out of here with a victory with less than a minute to go. Clock down to 54. And the Polar Bears will get another chance or two possibly here with 3rd and 9 as Whitten will come back into the huddle to call the play. Once again, Whitten, one receiver, direct snap to Tarter. Tarter on his feet, lowers his shoulder. He'll drive forward. Good pickup of yards, but not to the end zone. And we got 44 seconds because the clock will continue to run. So Tarter will get it close to the goal line just shy, I believe, of about 2 yards. Whitten back under center, one receiver each side of the field. Bring him back in as a tight end now. Direct snap again to Tarter. And he'll lower his shoulder and he'll walk into the end zone. Score by Tarter with about 12 seconds on the clock. That'll make it 46-26. And I believe that the Polar Bears will go for 2, because they have tried all night long here. Yep. I believe they've got a few helmet stickers here for the Cats. Something new they're doing to reward some of their players with. Once again, Whitten will step over behind the guard, direct snap to Tarter. Tarter's going to throw it to the end zone, chased out there by Terry, and he's going to be brought down, I believe, by Braden Barnett. And Terry chases him out of there. Braden Barnett and Colby Bird bring him down. Tarter is wore out.
Yeah. Yes, he is. That man's laid it on the line tonight. He's made a lot of plays for his ball team.
So the 2-point conversion is no good. Coach Moore calls for his Bobcats to come to the sideline and take it to the 50-yard line and shake things up when the clock starts to tick. And it does. It's down to 8, 7, 6. That'll do it for the first round of the playoffs for Bracken County. The Bobcats victorious 46-26 over the Polar Bears. We'll take a quick break and go to commercial, and we'll be back to recap it here on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
YPK Motorsports is excited to help you experience the fun and adventure a quality Yamaha, Polaris, or Kawasaki vehicle can bring to your life. Now with 4 locations, YPK invites you to see our great selection of ATVs, side-by-sides, dirt bikes, and more. Come visit us in Jackson, Hazard, or Paintsville, or online at ypkmotorsports.com.
I started at Double Quick as an associate when I was still in high school, and I quickly realized that there was a career in front of me.
Whenever I was a store manager, I graduated college and I expected to leave about a year after graduation. I knew that this was a place that I could continue to grow, I could continue to be challenged both personally and professionally, and that's the reason that I'm still here today.
Start your career today at Double Quick.
Apply at doublequick.com and start your career today.
Go Time is a locally owned and operated convenience store that has all your wants and needs in one stop. We have everything from quick snacks and cool drinks, a full-service deli, fresh coffee bar, soft-serve ice cream, and milkshakes. Also, make sure to check out our Little Caesars pizzas. Go Time, where the customer always comes first. Refuel your tank, refill your cup, and refresh your taste buds all in one stop at Go Time.
People's Bank is proud to continue to invest in the Bluegrass State. Our team has years of experience right here in Eastern Kentucky. By partnering with People's Bank, we provide solutions, not just products. Our vision is to be the best community bank in America, and we would love a chance to earn your business. People's Bank, working together, building success.
Eric Collins, the fans file out of the stadium here at the Mike Holcomb Athletic Complex. It'll be the last game played here for the season for the Bobcats. They'll be victorious 46-26 over the Polar Bears of Bracken County. Bracken County made it very interesting in the first half. It was really the third quarter when the Bobcats came out from halftime before they made some adjustments. And, like we talked about earlier, probably, they took some punches and seen what was coming at them. And I tell you what, Tarter and Whitten and the core here for the Polar Bears, impressive here in this game, even though they go away and defeat a fine group of athletes here from Bracken County.
Yeah, Bracken County, they gave it all they had. They've got a good-looking ball team, good-looking athletes. Just came up a little short tonight. Like you said, they gave the Bobcats all they wanted there in the first half. Charter had a heck of a ball game, but the Bobcats made the right halftime adjustments, able to kind of shut down the cutbacks that he was getting. That was just giving so many big plays there early in the game, and able to come out with a big win here in the first round, Rob.
Special thanks to Mamaw Shirley Hudson for that good hot Mamaw Shirley Houndshell for that hot gingerbread that we had. I'm always messing up names, Mad Hudson. Too many names here tonight. The Bobcats victorious 46-26. Congratulations to the Cats as they move on to the second round of the playoffs where they will face Beechwood, and we will make that long trip north to play up there next week in the second round. So that'll do it for us here from the Mike Holcomb Athletic Complex. As the lights continue to turn off on us, we'll start to tear things down. Folks, thanks for joining us on Bluegrass Sports Nation. We appreciate all of our fine sponsors and appreciate all of you guys watching at home. That'll do it for us. We will not be streaming next week. I don't think we're allowed to up there at Beechwood, not for sure, but we'll check and make sure. Get out, support the middle school Bobcats if you get the chance tomorrow. Make the trip. We wish the best of luck to them. We will make announcements further about our streaming next week. That'll do it for us, for Bluegrass Sports Nation crew. It's a cold one. We're going to get out of here, so we'll see you next week here on BSN.